Welcome to Puffins. Full, quote unquote, Tipsy, Danganronpa, explanation. TM, R. All right, folks, so the problem is I was hoping we would finish Danganronpa 0 before this stream because there are some pieces of the full timeline missing since I haven't finished that yet. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to gloss over some of the stuff that happens in 0, but I'm gonna try to at least get through like all the stuff that happens in like the games and the anime. Okay, so we begin at a school called Hope's fucking Peak Academy. Okay, it's like, you know, it's like one of these guys here. Hope's Peak Academy. Now, okay, I'm explaining this like I'm 5 to you guys. So if there's somebody in the chat who has never heard of this series before, this is for you. I'm gonna explain this to everybody, even from the very start. Okay, so Hope's Peak Academy. So Hope's Peak Academy is a place where like super talented high schoolers go. These super talented high schoolers have special specific talents in special specific fields called ultimate abilities. So you could have like the ultimate detective, the ultimate cook, the ultimate I don't know, rugby player or whatever. And so students, so you can't like you don't just go to this school. You don't just go here. You can't just go here. You can't just apply to go here. You have to be scouted. They gotta be scouted. They gotta be looking for you. They're looking for you. They're like, they got their eyes peeled. They're like, any ultimates out there? Any ultimates out there? Do I see one? If they get wind of somebody who might be an ultimate, then they like, basically they go and they're like, hey, we know you're going to this other high school, but that high school's lame as hell. We want you to go to this high school. It's called Hope's Peak Academy. And you're gonna have the best students. Those students are also gonna be ultimates, or former ultimates, I guess. And we're gonna teach you a lot of cool stuff. And then everybody, you're gonna rule the world, because all these smart high schoolers are gonna rule the world someday. And if you get asked to go to Hope's Peak Academy, that's a very like prestigious thing. You like don't say no to that, you know? So, Hope's Peak Academy was originally, like the headmaster, well, okay, way back in time, like, I don't know, the 1980s or something, like some old time, there was this dude, he was like the founder of Hope's Peak, and his name was, I don't know what he fucking looked like, he was like some old guy. He was old guy. And his name was Izuru, Kura. Okay, remember that name. It's gonna be important. It's gonna be on the test later. Izuru Kamakura was the name of Hope's Peak Academy's like founder. Okay, he was like, look, I want smart children, and so he went out and got them. Yes. Remember that for later, chat. So he said, go out and find me smart children. And they were like, okay, sir, we're gonna go do that. So Hope's Peak Academy, okay, time passes, you know, other people become the headmaster. We have that dude with like the weird triangle hair who's gonna become important later. He's got like the glasses, and I don't remember what he looks like, but something like this. I don't know. This is not what he looks like, but we can pretend. He was like the ultimate something too, but he was like, this was like one of the headmasters. Headmaster. I don't remember what his name was, but he was the headmaster at some point. And then after him, we have Mr. Kirigiri, who's like Kyoko's father. I'll tell you who Kyoko is later. Okay, just wait. If you're like, who's Kyoko? I'll tell you about her later. So this is Jin Kirigiri, and he's like, yay, I'm the headmaster. Woo! I want to make the school a better place. Yay! We love Headmaster Kirigiri. Yay, Kirigiri, not Kirigira. Woo, okay, so then at the same time, so he's like running things, but also at Hope's Peak Academy, there's like this other group of like mysterious old people called the steering committee, and then like they're kind of like the council behind the headmaster, you know, they're like the ones pulling all the strings and stuff. So there's like the weird old people council. I don't know. They're all kind of grumpy, you know? They don't care that much about the smart students, the smart children. Kirigiri, he cares about the smart children. These guys, they don't care. They don't care. Old people council. Yeah, okay. So the old people council, they're sitting here and they're like, we don't want to just, we're the old people council, and we are tired of just wrangling smart students, okay? We don't want to just wrangle smart students anymore. We want to make smart students. We want to procreate smart students from the womb that is our school. So from the womb of Hope, so Hope's Peak's womb, they want to birth out. They want to birth. There's birthing happening. Out like ultimate talents. And like, I don't know. We'll make that be like a trophy or some shit. There we go. Number 1. Everybody gets a trophy because they literally are all number 1. So they're like, we want to make ultimate talent. So they're like, why don't we fucking use all these smart ass kids and use them to like, I don't know, like run some experiments to see if we can like engineer some like ultimate students. And also, Kirigiri, I don't remember exactly this part. I think Kirigiri is kind of like, maybe we shouldn't do that. And they were like, well, we're the old people council. You kind of don't have a choice. And he was like, okay. So they decided they were going to do some spearmints. Yeah, some spearmints. Like, you know, like some spearmints. Like, I don't know. How do you draw a spearmint? Isn't it like some like, it's like a plant, I think, right? They're going to do some spearmints on the students' brains. This is a brain. Okay, that's a brain, just so you know. They're gonna do some spearmints on the students' brains. But in order to do that, they need money. Money makes the world go round. They need money. They need all this money. Mr. Krabs is over here like, I need the money. He said money. So they need that. They need the money. They don't have the money, but they need the money. So they're like, you know what? Why don't we fucking... I have a great idea. So many people want to go to our super special smart kids school. Why don't we take those suckers' money and we'll put them in like some side school. We'll be like... Mr. Krabs, my favorite dang it grandpa character. Yeah, he's a member of the old people council. He's one of them. So they're like, why don't we, okay, let's take some regular ass students. Well, I don't know, regular ass students. Normies, the normies. Let's capitalize on the normies. Let's capitalize on the normies. We've got these normies here. They want to come to our academy, so we said, fuck no, you're too normie. But now we're like, no, actually we do want you. We don't actually want you, we want your money. But in order to get your money, we have to have you. So we're gonna make a normie school for you guys. Called the Reserve Course. And you're gonna spend $1 bajillion to get in and sit and basically go to public school classes. But you get to say that you go to Hope's Peak Academy. Literally an MLM. Literally, Hope's Peak, their essential oils are being sold here. We've got Tupperware. We've got Tupperware parties at the Reserve Course. You know what? No, it's not even Reserve Course. It's Normie School. Going to Normie School with the essential oils. Yeah, the people that you used to know from high school sliding into your DMs like, I go to Hope's Peak Academy now. Anyway, do you want to buy some Tupperware and some leggings? Very normcore. So the normies go to normie school, okay? But money gets given to the old people in order to birth. You see how this all feeds into each other? It's a whole big cycle. The normies go to normie school, then the money goes to the old people. The old people birth the ultimate talents, and then they do the experiments on the brain. And the brain experiments give you the ultimate talent. So that's the feedback loop. So they're getting money from the normies now, and they can still like continue to hone the talent of students that were like, you know, harvested outside the school. And then and then now they're building smart students inside the school. Also, hi Neb, welcome on in. Okay, so that's all that is happening. So this is obviously, so this is, well, maybe not obviously, because I'm explaining this like you guys don't know. But so okay, so all of that's happening, okay? All of this is happening. This is what's happening. Okay, so that's like the backstory of Hope's Peak Academy. Okay, so now we've got the class, oh god, what? Oh my god, it was a 77B? Is it 77B? I think Hajime's class is 77B. Right? Can somebody check, can I get one fact check on that? we'll just call it that for now. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Yeah, okay, I'm right. I thought I was right, I should trust my gut. So we got, okay, class 77B, this is important. So this is Hajime's class. So we've got, okay, I gotta do everybody by memory. We got, oh god, we got a lot of people. We've got Sonia, the ultimate princess. We've got Nekomaru, who's like, I only know how to draw him in robot form. So he's just gonna be a robot. Also, who just sent William flying? We got Gundam. He's got like a scar, I think, right? And like, you know, the swirly hair. Oh, look at you go! Jump up and down. He's got the Devas. We've got Nagito. There. We've got Kane. She's kind of got like hair like that, I guess, right? We've got Mikan. That girl hair. We've got who else do we have? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess, okay, we have Hajime. No, Hajime wasn't a part of this. Hajime was not a part of this. Don't even think about Hajime just yet. Oh, we had Chaki, my baby girl, who's sleeping. Oh, she's probably going like that. A little. She's sleeping. We've got oh god, we got Teru. His like little woohoo hair. We've got the imposter, who at the time he was impersonating the sad boy Mitarai, who looked like this kind of. Right? This is Mitarai, and the anime guy. G-U-Y. And then we have Ultimate Imposter, who's like a chonky version of him. Oh, I'm missing Soda. I'm sorry, I have to draw all these characters. This is important. He's got like a little braid going on in his little hat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh god, we're missing people. Oh gosh, who else was in this class? I gotta do it from memory. I know that's most of them. There's most of them. I'm sure I'll remember more as we go on. Anyway, all of these students were in a class. This was the class 77B. And then their teacher is Chisa Yukizome, who's like, you know, she's like, I don't even know how to draw her. She's like got like a bow in her hair and like she's cute, you know. She's like, woo, I love my students, woohoo! I'm gonna whip you guys into shape, but like through love and friendship instead of like, you know, trying to like talk down to you guys. And they're like, yeah, we respect you. She's like, woohoo! Yay, I love my students. Thank you again, Lady Azura, for being here. I really appreciate it. Have a great night. So yeah, I'll add more as I remember them. I'm sure I'm missing some important ones, but I am missing important ones. I was missing Fuyuhiko and Peko. Fuyuhiko and Peko. How could I possibly? And Mahiru. Peko has like, you know, it's got like the braid, I guess. We got Fuyuhiko, baby gangster. Okay, Mahiru's, oh, and Hyoko. Okay, it's all coming back to me. And Ibuki. See, I knew. I just had to think for a second. Okay, Hyoko has like ponytails, and she's like, bitch. And we've got Mahiru. Like freckles. And we got Ibuki. Ibuki. Their little hair horns and like... Okay. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We're so close. Oh, I think that's it, because otherwise we're just missing Hajime. Okay, so I think that's everybody. Okay, so that's, anyway, class 77B, they got this teacher, Chisa. And Chisa's like, yeah, you guys are awesome, blah, blah, blah. And they like, you know, they do the class, they do the school year and stuff. And like, you know, part of the way through the school year, oh gosh, okay, what happens next? This is all anime stuff that I have to remember at this point. Okay, I think the important things that happened were that the Twilight murder syndrome thing happens. So, okay, so like, there's like other people in this class, but like, we'll get to that. So anyway, some girls killed each other. A bunch of girls killed each other. You know, they you know, dead. A lot of blood. This is Twilight murder syndrome. You know, girl A and girl B and all that. So again, for people who don't know this already, basically, okay, so I'll explain it. So this kid is this little kid right here is the ultimate gangster, and his sister is a reserve corps student, and her name is I don't remember. He's got a sister, and her name is like something, but she's his sister, and she's kind of a bitch, and like she's like blackmailing somebody. I think I think it might have something to do with Mahiru, who's over here. And Mahiru has like a gay girlfriend named Sato, who looks like this, and you know, they're lesbians. And like through some stuff that I like kind of don't remember too well, Sato ends up killing So Sato ends up killing Fuyuhiko's sister, and then Fuyuhiko finds out, and he ends up killing Sato. And then Hope's Peak Academy is like, well, you know, the old people council, they're like, oh, fuck. Like, if they find out that some students killed each other, they're gonna take away all our money. So we gotta cover this up right now. So they cover it up and they basically say like, a pervert did it. And everyone was like, oh, no, not a pervert. And then they kind of brushed it under the rug. So that happened. And so that's like, you know, that's just like, you know, example of like how Hope's Peak, like, you know, can cover some stuff up. They're not above that. That becomes more and more apparent later on. Now another, let's see, another thing that happens in the mix here, and I don't remember at what point this happens, but it happens at some point, is that Nagito here, oh wait, no, I think this is after the big, after the big tragedy. Maybe this is after the big tragedy. So anyway, we gotta talk about Hajime next. So this was all Hope's Peak Academy over here. Okay, that's Hope's Peak Academy. Now we're going over to Normie School. Normie School is over here. Normie School. And out of Normie School comes, where's Pepe, Sylvia? I got boxes of Pepe, Shrubby. Boxes of Pepe. Okay, so out of Normie School comes, what Jamie? Good old Jimmy. Good old Jimmy.
No, that's wrong.
Look, Shrubby, I love It's Always Sunny. I will always get a good It's Always Sunny reference. So here comes Jimmy Hinata, chillin' like a villain, normcore. He is very normcore. Okay. So he's chilling with the reserve course students. And like, I think he's like, I can't remember what's going on, but he's like kind of depressed. Good. So like, actually he's not smiling, he's sad. He's like, he's crying. He's like, well, reserve course. But he's got a hot gamer girlfriend named Chiaki. And she's like, hey Hajime, you wanna play video games with me? And he's like, no, I'm too depressed. And so that's like happening on the side. We have this like, this normie student right here, very important, named Hajime. And he's gonna be important later on. Yeah, he's so depressed he won't even hang out with his gamer girlfriend. It's sad, okay? She's so neglected. So, okay, all of that to say, all of that happened. Okay, so this is setting the moods for what happens next. Okay, so that's class 77B, and like, you know, they're doing the thing, and then like the next year comes, blah blah blah. And another okay, I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna make that super small, and we're gonna cordon it off so that I can start on the next part. Okay, so also Burby King, no problem at all. Thank you so much for stopping in. So now we have class 78. So class 78 is the year below the students that we just learned about. So we've got, oh god, okay, we've got Makoto. We've got Kyoko. We've got Byakuya. We've got we've got Hiro. We've got we've got Aoi. We've got oh, thank you so much, Burby King. It's so lovely to have you here. We've got, how you explain Danganronpa lore? Oh, you know I am. So we've already done all of this explanation so far, Will. So I've gotten to class 78. So also I'm drinking, if you hadn't already told. Thank you, Carmen, but don't help me. I need to do this on my own. We do need to do Celeste though. We have Celeste. Actually, we'll make her angry. We gotta do Chihiro. Little Angel. We've got Sakura, who's like We've got Toko. We've got Hifumi. He's got a nose like this, kind of. He had like a little curl on his head too. I don't remember what he looks like. He kind of looks like that. Her tornado curls are on fire. You know, she's chilling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got 6 more. Oh, Sayaka. This like doesn't even really look like Sayaka, whatever. She's kind of just like a generic girl. We got Junko fucking Enoshima, who's the most important person. All right, Junko fucking Enoshima. We've got Mukuro Ukusaba. Got the freckles. Okay. And then, oh, who am I missing? Oh, Taka and Mondo are also missing. Got, I don't know, he's got like short spiky hair and is angry all the time. We've got Mondo, who's got the like... Oh wait, we're missing one person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm missing one person. Maybe I'm missing 2 people? Am I missing 2 people? Who is it? I'm trying to think. Okay, wait. Sakura. I got. Who survived? I got all the survivors, I think, right? Aoi, Yakuya, yeah, Toko. Fuck, who am I missing? Somebody who died early, maybe? Oh, Leon. I'm missing Leon. Is that it? Yeah, we got Leon. There he is. I think that's everybody. I'm pretty sure that's everybody. Yeah, I think that's everybody. Because they started with 15 students, but they were like, there's a 16th chair here, blah, blah, blah. Right? Oh, wait. Do I need one more person? Who is it? Who am I missing? I thought that they started with 15, but they had 16 chairs. I have Chihiro. Chihiro's right here. I got Chihiro. I think this is everybody. This is 16 students. Okay, so anyway, this is class 78. They're the grade below these guys over here, okay? And Mukuro's right here. Yep, I got everybody else. So these two, this student right here is most important. So Junko Enoshima and her sister Mukuro Kusaba, they roll up to the school, and like Junko has just like her entire life, she's been fascinated by despair. Like as far as I can understand, and again, like I'm going completely from memory, and like I haven't finished Danganronpa 0 yet, but as far as I can understand, Junko is just kind of like bored with reality and thinks that despair is the most interesting thing about life, because Junko's really smart, and Junko gets very bored very easily. But despair is interesting to her, so she's fascinated by it. She wants to try and promote despair in any way she can. So she's a part of this school and part of this class, and she's like, okay, so okay, that happens. Now, side note, okay, like, remember when Hajime was depressed? Okay, so also thank you very much, Everfrost. Appreciate it. Okay, so remember when Hajime was depressed? Okay, well, he finds out about this situation over here, the like murdering stuff, and like the fact that like the school is just kind of covering it up, because I think like he was like friends with Sato or something. I'm not 100% sure. Or maybe he was friends with Fuyuhiko's sister. I don't know. They like talked or something once. And then he was like, well, I guess maybe I do have hope. And then that person died, and he was like, never mind, I don't fucking have hope. So the old people council was like, we gotta do some more experiments on the brains of people. You know what? A great place to take you know, brains from would be the normie school. Hajime, can we please have your brain? And Hajime was like, no, you can't have my brain because I'm too emo. But then he saw this happen. He was like, oh shit, this school sucks actually. So he was like, fuck it, why not? Why not just lobotomize me? So despite Chiaki literally sitting here being like, am I fucking chopped liver to you, Hajime? Like, I'm literally sitting here with my PSP at the ready, you know, like ready to hang out with you whenever you want. He was like, no, I want to go get lobotomized instead. So he did. So he got lobotomized. So all this is happening kind of at once. So, okay, Hajime gets lobotomy. Lobotomy. Okay, so then he gets a lobotomy and he becomes Izuru Kamakura number 2. Okay, so they turn Hajime from like a lame, oh no, he's frowning. He's definitely frowning. So they turn Hajime from a lame little reserve corps student into Izuru Kamakura. Actually, hold on a second. I need to draw him in his little suit. For some reason, they wanted him to be in his little suit. It's very important. Yes, queen. He's got his little tie and everything. And he's like, woo, okay, I'm here. Izuru Kamakura number 2. So that's him. They name him after the original creator of Hope's Peak Academy. And he has every talent. Literally every talent you can think of. Think of something, he can do it. Fucking Subway sandwich artist, he's on it. Fucking bubble blower, he can blow the best bubble. Fucking doing a handstand, oh, he does the best handstands. Yeah, like, you know, he gives the best back rubs ever. He can pick things up with his feet like nobody's business. Like, this man can do it all. He's got every talent, every single talent, everyone. TMR. So he's got every talent in the entire world, and he's a total Mary Sue. But he's also like, you know, when you have every talent, you're like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? Like, what is life worth if I already know how to do every fucking thing? I'm also very jaded in reality. So they just kind of like throw him in like a room. They're like, yeah, well, we don't know what to do with this kid. He's like smart and shit. He could do every talent, but like, well, let's just lock him up. So he's like sitting over here in solitary confinement essentially, while they figure out what to do with him. Meanwhile, Junko shows up to school and she's like, oh my gosh, let's like spread some despair, why don't we? So, and her sister is like, you know, kind of just along for the ride. So they like, you know, are like, how can we spread despair? And I think that like somehow, I don't remember exactly how because my memory's a little foggy, but Junko learns about Izuru and she's like, that's interesting, because she has like a plan. She's gonna spread despair at the school and stuff. And she's the ultimate fashionista, by the way. But I think actually, as far as I understand, I think she has an additional ultimate, which is something that we're gonna learn more about in Danganronpa 0. But there's a reason why she's the ultimate fashionista, and I think that like her other ultimate like helped her become the ultimate fashionista. But I don't want to get too far into that because that's Danganronpa 0 spoilers. So anyway, so she learns about Izuru, and then thank you for the confetti, Burmy. And then she's like, Izuru Kamakura, can you please be my boyfriend? And Izuru Kamakura is like, I literally have no emotion. Like, there is not a single bit of emotion in my body. And she's like, cool. And so, like, they get together, but, like, not, like, romantically. I'm just kidding. They're just kind of, like, you know, despair partners. So Junko's like, yay, I've got, like, my ultimate despair boyfriend here, yaha. And like Izuru's just like emotionless, sitting here, like whatever. She tortures somebody to get the information out of them to like figure out where he's at. We'll do that. But like that's like kind of besides the point. But yeah, so then they're like, okay, let's figure out a way to spread despair. Okay, this is where this guy comes back in, the dude who wants to make anime. So basically his deal is like, he wants to make anime, and he's figured out a way to make anime where like he's basically brainwashing people. Like he's like doing like what is it called? Like subliminal messaging in his anime to make people like it more, which is kind of a cheap move if you ask me, but that's what he's doing. So he's developed this thing, and he wants to work on his anime all the time, which is why this dude over here, the imposter, is like, why don't I help you out? Why don't I dress up as you and go to class so you can sit at home and make anime all day? And he's like, sure, that's fine. So he's like hanging out, doing his anime thing, but then Junko like comes into contact with him. Oh, there's a lot of crossing arrows here. We're gonna go this way. Okay, so then that guy's name's Mitarai. So anyway, I don't know what his first name is. I'm using the first names for almost all the characters, but for the Danganronpa 3 characters, I'm using the last names because for some reason, I know, okay, it's not for some reason. I know the reason why they use the last names in the anime, but for all the games, they do the localization, which means they use their first names. So it's a little confusing. But anyway, I'm gonna call him Mitarai because that's what they called him in the anime. So anyway. Junko meets up with Mitarai and is like, oh my gosh, you like make anime and it's got like subliminal messages in it. Can you make me an anime? And like Mitarai's like, he eventually says yes. I don't know, I forget what exactly the steps are to getting him to say yes, but like, essentially he says yes. Anime, okay. So then Junko's like, okay, we gotta like come up with like a good, well, she basically is like, I don't need an anime from you. I just need you to like do the subliminal messaging thing for me so that I can brainwash people. So, at that point, she's got Mukuro, she's got Izuru, she's got Mitarai, and I think she also has Mikan at that point. So Mikan, sad girl Mikan right here, is also like involved in this. I forget how exactly she gets wrapped up. I think she gets wrapped up because she is friends with the imposter. Okay, this is very complicated. Hold on a second. So Mikan is friends with the imposter who is pretending to be this guy, right? So when Mikan, but Mikan thinks that the imposter is this guy. So then when Mikan goes to like check on the check on Mitarai, aka check on the imposter, she actually checks in on Mitarai, who's hanging out with Junko, and then like Junko, I think, uses her as a like dummy to test out the brainwashing, and it works, and Mikan essentially falls in love with Junko. So like Mikan's also, so this is like a polycule, but like a fucked up one. And also Mukuro's like in here too. Yeah, this is Mikan. It's like a very bad drawing of Mikan. So she's wearing her little apron. My headcanon is that the dev team looked right at Shadow the Hedgehog and that's how they made Maki. Honestly, I almost feel more like they looked at Shadow the Hedgehog and made Izuru. You know? Because like, isn't Shadow the Hedgehog the ultimate life form? I feel like that's a better like, a better like comparison almost. So anyway, okay, so we've got Leon, welcome on in, how you doing? My Saturday is going so well. We are explaining the full Danganronpa timeline right now. And we've gotten to the Izuru Kamakura finally. Okay, so, again, Junko, Izuru, Mikan, also Mukuro somewhere in here, somewhere. She's, oh, that's like a weird face on her, hold on. She's just over here chilling. What's up, sis? Okay, so, anime, God, we're like not even, the stream rate real a little long, because I don't want to, I want to make sure I talk about everything. So anyway, they asked Mitarai, can you use your, this fucked up polycule said, hey Mitarai, can you use your anime powers to help us brainwash people? So he said, eventually he said yes, or like he didn't really have a choice in the matter. So then Junko was like, okay, well we need to get some really sick footage in order to make this video happen. So why don't we film on site? So they set up basically like the first killing game. So we have Junko, and like all of her other friends slash family members. Of all the characters, why am I Taro? I'm sorry. I believe you can change what character you are, like, in the panels of my stream. So if you don't like who you are right now, you can go down to the panels and you can go to the stream avatars widget and you can change what character you are. You should be able to choose any character at all. Okay, so yeah, Junko, Mukuro, and I think Izuru. They all like film. Yeah, like old school film. They film like a bunch of people kill each other. So this is like, what they do is like, they take the student council of Hope's Peak and they like stick them in a classroom or like somewhere, I don't know, somewhere in the school. I think it was a classroom. And they go, I think they basically were like, we have blackmail on you guys and you're gonna kill each other. And we're gonna record it. And also Mukuro's gonna sing a song. And so everybody dies. It's very bloody. There's like a very nasty scene in the anime. A lot of blood. And they're all like, woo, yay, we got our footage, hooray. And then, yeah, so they take that footage and then, okay, so after that happens, okay, this gets a little murky for me, but essentially, let's go back over here. Remember these guys from before, the old people council? They're like, fuck, why do students keep dying? My God. So they're like, fuck, how are we gonna like, you know, how are we gonna put this under the rug? How the fuck are we going to you know, explain this to the parents that like a whole ass like murder game took place? So they cover it up again, just like they want to. Old People Council goes, cover up. Covering that shit up. This is it? This is what's happening? Dead people? Dead people are happening, right? And we're gonna put it underneath our rug and we're gonna sweep it under there and we're gonna pretend it never happened. Those aren't dead bodies. Those are just some things I forgot to put away. So, you've lost me. I'm confused as hell. All right, Squishy, tell me what part confused you and I can go back and help. What? But yeah, so the murder happened. So Junko essentially tells these people to kill themselves, and they do. It's a lot more detailed than that, but they kill each other. She films it. And then the head of the academy covers up the murders so that everything sounds peachy keen. However, oh God, I kind of forget what happens next, but somehow the reserve corps students find out that shit's going down. And then they start like protesting. I forget exactly how this happens, but there are protests and they're like, fuck Hope's Peak Academy. Like, fuck y'all, protest. But then we were kind of getting to this part in Danganronpa 0. They were like, no, that's not a protest. That's a parade. That's a parade, right? Everybody loves a parade. We all love a parade. Hope's Peak is over party. This is a parade, y'all. Not a protest, a parade. So people are pissed off. And then this is, okay, a lot of this next part, like, it has to do with Danganronpa 0, so I'm gonna gloss over it a little bit. But essentially, the ultimate, yeah, I miss a lot too. So I'm not gonna be able to explain everything, but I'm gonna sum up real quick here. Also, Elf Snowy VTuber, thank you so much for following. Look at the Art Squad. Basically, to my understanding, and again, I don't know everything that happens in 0, but I know a little bit. More like Dope Peak. Thank you for the good girl. The ultimate neurologist, who is the male character in Danganronpa 0, was tasked with, basically like, keeping tabs on Junko But I think, as far as I understand, I think he knew Junko before she came to Hope's Peak, and they're friends. And so he's helping to protect her in some ways. And again, I haven't read this whole thing yet. I said the ultimate neurologist, Sickle. Also, thank you very much, Mr. Hickory Dude. See, I don't have a lot of details about this, but essentially I think that guy is helping to protect Junko during this time so that she doesn't get caught. But I don't know that exactly because I haven't finished reading Danganronpa 0. But if you come to the Danganronpa 0 streams, y'all, then we'll continue reading it together. It's actually kind of fun. Okay, so cover-up's happening, the parade's happening. You know, the Old People Council is upset. Now, Kirigiri here is like freaking out because he's like, fuck, you know, shit's going down and stuff. And now a bunch of things happen. So like stuff happens. Stuff. Again, this is all, this is stuff happening. This is Danganronpa 0 stuff. This is stuff that I haven't really gotten a chance to read about yet. So things occur. Okay, things occur. Also, let me make this all small now. I'm gonna put it, oh God, I'm gonna put it somewhere over here. Now all my arrows don't make sense anymore, whatever. It doesn't matter. I guess we could just get rid of this stuff. So anyway, but no, I have to refer back to it. Okay, hold on. Okay, we'll keep it. Hold on. Let's go back. Okay, let's do this. Take this, and we'll put it next to that. Yeah. Put it like here, so I can refer back to like the students and stuff. Okay, so. Okay, so all that happens, and then side note, Nagito tries to blow up the school because, essentially, like, he was mad that, like, they wanted them to take a test after a bunch of kids died, and he was like, we shouldn't have to do that. I'm gonna blow up the school, and so he kind of does, in, like, a roundabout way. And then, and then he kind of gets expelled, but like not really. They're like, go to America. So he goes in a plane. I don't know how to draw a plane. Something like this. Yeah, he goes on a plane. And then he crashes. And then he gets a gun that he found in America. And then he comes back to school. Yeah, something like that. So that's Nagito. That's what Nagito did over summer vacation. So okay, so that all happened, and then okay, like a year passes, and the anime they kind of like gloss over what happens over the next year. They're like, yeah, a year passes. Okay, they come back later, and like, okay, so. God, long story short, I say as I make this needlessly long. We literally haven't even gotten to the games yet. So basically, I'm just explaining what happened in the anime at this point. So anyway, so Chiaki is the head of the class for her class, and like she's like everybody's favorite, and like obviously, because why wouldn't you love her? And so again, like long story short, Junko's like, I'm gonna take. She like had her eyes on like this class, so I think that like she basically was like. Junko was like, I am gonna make this class my lackeys, and then I'm gonna take this class, my beloved classmates, and I'm gonna put them in a killing game. So she had these plans. So sure, she starts with this class, the 77B class, and she takes Chiaki, and she like kills her in like the worst way possible, and she makes all the other students watch. She's like, I'm gonna kill your fucking... Wait, hold on. Okay, wait. We're gonna dead Chiaki on the floor, very bloody. Like she did her best, but she fucking couldn't do it. And like Izuru was just, you know, Izuru, aka her ex-boyfriend Hajime, was just kind of standing there crying. Like for once, he like actually felt something, because he was like, my gamer girlfriend, fuck. Damn it! I could have had everything, but she's fucking dead now. They killed her. So then all the other students were like, we're brainwashed now, because they watched that, and also like they were doing like the brainwashing anime stuff that like Mitarai had made. So between those two things and the despair they were feeling, they were like, we're evil now. So now we have, okay, so now from class 77B, which was the class that Chiaki came from, and the class that, you know, Nagito is in, we have the remnants of despair. So this is like the brainwashed version of that original class, 77B. They're evil now. They work for Junko. They love Junko. They fucking love Junko so much. And they do heinous shit. Like, they do heinous shit that I can't even describe. That's how fucked up it is. Like, killing and eating their own parents and shit. Like, that's the kind of depravity that's going on here. So, like, the remnants, like, Junko's like, go, my children, go! Spread despair around the world! And they go and do that. They just do that for a while, like, just shit. That shit just happens. They go and they spread despair, and this is, like, essentially what they call, like, the most terrible, most awful event in human history, or whatever. So this is the most terrible, most awful event in human history, or like whatever they call it. They call it something like that. So that happens. And the world's kind of like in disarray at that point. Oh, and also, okay, I forgot to mention, Junko also adopts a child. Monica Toa. I don't even know how to draw her. She's got like a bow, I think, right? Monica Toa. He's like, I am the daughter of a very wealthy person who owns like a robotics or a corporation that like makes like machines and stuff. And Junko's like, oh, I could use that. You're my kid now. And so she adopts essentially Monica and the other Warriors of Hope, which are like a bunch of, they're called Little Ultimates. Essentially, so Hope's Peak Academy, remember Hope's Peak Academy? Hope's Peak Academy not only has a normie school, but they also have a fucking elementary school where they raise little ultimates. I don't know, they got a lot of divisions, and that's where this bitch comes from, Monica Toa. So Junko's like, I could use you. Can you make a bunch of these bears for me? And Monica's like, sure. I'll ask my dad. Actually, I don't think she's gonna ask her dad, because like she doesn't have a very good relationship with her dad. But like, somehow it happens. Somehow they managed. I think Monica's like in charge of like the robotics, like portion of like Toa Corp or something like that. It's weird. She's like an executive at like age 7. So anyway, that all happens, and then okay, I'm just gonna everybody go over there. Okay. So that all happens. So, okay, despair is being spread throughout the world. Everybody's in fucking disarray. The remnants are freaking out and they're spreading despair. And Junko's like, all right, let's get this fucking thing started. So now we can finally talk about the first game. So this is Danganronpa 1. Okay, hold on. Let's talk about Danganronpa 1. This one's called Trigger Happy Havoc. Okay, so, and I might have missed a couple things here and there, that we're trying our best here. So if I sometimes refer to this as THH. So anyway, this is the first game in the series. So, Junko is spreading despair throughout the world, or actually her remnants are. So that brainwashed class of students is out there sowing the seeds of destruction. And she's like, okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my class, the class of students that I was a member of, so all of my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 students. Actually, I could zoom in a lot further on this. This is like a 5,000, like, it's like a 5,000 pixel canvas. So all of her students, all the students that she was classmates with. Yay, we'll give them bodies. Yay, class picture. We all love each other. No, we don't. So she's decided that she's gonna make a killing game. She wants to make a killing game to extract the largest amount of despair out of these students, and she's gonna broadcast it to the world as all this other fucked up shit is happening, just to really rub it in, just to get extra despair in there. So what she does is she says, hey, sister, Mukuro. She says, hey, Mukuro, can you be me? And Mukuro's like, bitch, I don't look anything like you. We're like fraternal twins. I don't look a goddamn thing like you. And Junko goes, that's okay, I can make you look like me. So she basically like puts pigtails on Mukuro and goes, be free! So Junko has decided that she's going to run things from the background. She's going to... Oh, I forgot an important thing. Hold on, wait a second. Okay, side note. This is important. Okay, so side note. Remember these 16 students that she's gonna have participate in the killing game. Okay, side note. So remember Jin from earlier, the like headmaster? AKA, he's got too many fingers, whatever. Woo. Side note. Okay, remember the headmaster from earlier? Okay, so this is like a weird fucked up drawing of him, but whatever. Like all fucked up shit's happening, like the world is in disarray. It all started at Hope's Peak Academy. Nobody knows what's going on. And Headmaster Jin's like, aw, fucking fuck. Like, this shit is not okay. So essentially what he does is he talks to these students and he goes, do you wanna get locked in the school for safekeeping? And they're like, yeah, let's do that. Because he's like, the world might end, who knows? We need you students to be safe. Like, for your safety, we can lock you in Hope's Peak Academy. We have enough resources to ensure that you know, it won't starve or anything. And you can just chill in here and until, like, you know, everything is, you know, kind of blows over. And then we'll let you out. And they're like, yeah, why not? You know, that sounds better than being outside in the fucked upness. So the students in this class agree to be locked away in Hope's Peak Academy. So they're going to Hope's Peak Academy, but there's a big padlock on it. Yeah, they've got the padlock on it. They're not getting out anytime soon. Big padlock. Okay, so they lock them up. They board up all the windows and stuff, and they make sure they have enough resources. And then, okay, then a couple of things happen. Then Junko. So Monokuma, okay. There's a lot of arrows happening. So another thing that happens as this is happening is that Monokuma is born. Remember when I earlier was like, Monica, can you make some like cool like animatronics for me? And she was like, no problem. Okay, Monokuma was born. He's like Junko's mascot. Yeah, like that. Meow. Okay, Monokuma is born. To be fair, DR1 left a lot of open-ended questions too. I'm trying to touch on everything. So if you've made it this far, thank you. And if you have any questions, let me know. Oh my god, okay. So anyway, Monokuma was born. So anyway, Monokuma, then Junko, as Monokuma, kills Jin via rocket. She puts his ass in a rocket and sends him straight to fucking space. And then he dies. So he's dead. Okay, that happens that is the first thing that happens in the first game. Literally, you boot up the game and that happens. So, again, this is gonna be a lot of spoilers, by the way. So if you don't wanna know everything that happens in these games, you shouldn't be watching. But if you don't care, then that's fine. So anyway, she kills him, he's dead, he's gone, he's destroyed. Goodbye, Jin. They're all locked in the school at this point. And then Junko's like, I forget exactly how this happens, but Junko's like, I am also going to perform a lobotomy on all these students. I don't know if she gets help from the neurologist or not. I think that's something we might learn eventually in Danganronpa 0. But, so she erases their memories. Memories gone. Goodbye, memories. Memories, So, but she doesn't erase all their memories. She sends them back to essentially their first day at Hope's Peak Academy. That's as much memories. So she erases what, 2 or 3 years of memories? I think they're juniors, so it would have been 2 years of memories. Maybe more. I don't know. There's a lot. The timeline's a little wonky there because it's like not only like they had like multiple years of school under their belts at that point, but also they had like a year of like despair going on, like when the world was like fucked up. So like I don't know. At the point that like the game takes place, their physical ages are like 18-ish. They're like probably like high school seniors, maybe like college freshmen. Most of them. I think Hiro's a little bit older than the rest of the group, as far as I understand, because he got held back a little bit. But the other ones are about 18, 19, because they lose 2 years essentially. So anyway, so. So, okay, all that happens, they erase the memories of the students, and then Junko says to Mukuro, hey, can you be me? And Mukuro's like, yeah, okay. And then, well, she doesn't really have a choice. And then Junko is like, okay, I'm gonna hide in this room. And like, you know, there's gonna be like a bunch of monitors and shit, and I'm gonna like, you know, monitor everything from my Junko palace and like run Monokuma and stuff. And everybody else will participate in the killing game. Yay! Woo! Exciting. So then, okay. So then the hopes. Okay. So let's just get rid of all this. Okay. So then Makoto like wakes up and like he's like, where the fuck am I? He's like, where am I? Everyone's like, we don't fucking know. It's the first day of Hope's Peak Academy. And he's like, oh, all right. And then you know, the killing game happens, essentially. So if you want to know everything that happens in the first game, I'm going to give you a brief synopsis. So first off, Sayaka, Makoto's childhood friend, is like, ooh, Makoto, we're childhood friends and you have a crush on me. Do you want to, like, hang out a bunch? And he's like, oh, yeah. But then she actually turns out to be a backstabbing bitch and dies. She's dead. So then Leon did it because he didn't want to be a baseball player. That's not the only reason. So he basically did it. He kind of did it as self-defense, but not really. So essentially, like, Sayaka was coming at him with a knife, and instead of like just like disarming her and running away, he disarmed her and then chased her into a bathroom and killed her. Like a kill-up opportunity. And then she wrote 11037 on the wall in blood, which translates to Leon. So that was like that's the first case. Okay. So then after that, so that's case number 1. So then Makoto's like, oh my gosh. We also have Kyoko here, who's like, I can't remember what my ultimate is, but I'm really good at detective stuff. I wonder if those two things are connected. We'll never know. We'll never fucking know. So there's a mystery going on there, but she's very much like, I want to figure out what the fuck is going on in the school, because they don't know. They don't retain any of their memories of like willingly being locked into this school. They're just like, we thought we went to Hope's Peak Academy and then we woke up here. And like, for some reason, I feel 2 years older. Yeah, so side mystery of like, what the fuck's going on with Kyoko. And she's also very mysterious and kind of is like, stay away from me, because I'm just, you know, I'm a loner. I'm a loner girl who doesn't want to interact with you, you know? So, and while Kyoko is figuring out, she proves to be best girl. Yes, definitely best girl. Best girl. Okay. So that's trial 1 and Kyoko. And then second trial. So this was a problematic one I was talking about earlier. So Chihiro, baby girl, is like a programmer and very cute. And okay, a lot happens in this trial. So let me try to explain this as best as I can. So Chihiro's chilling. And she's kind of like, ooh, like, I want to get stronger, so I think I'm gonna go like work out with like some of the stronger like male characters. And like the strongest male character is Mondo, who's like the biker gang leader. So Chihiro is the ultimate programmer, but let me go through everybody's ultimates real quick. So Makoto's the ultimate lucky student. He basically is at Hope's Peak Academy because he got his name drawn out of a hat. They like do that like once every year. So like one lucky student gets to go and be a part of the ultimates. Then we have Sayaka was the ultimate pop sensation, I think. She's like a singer. And Leon was the ultimate baseball guy, but like he didn't like baseball. He didn't want to be a baseball player. He wanted to be something else. Kyoko we don't know yet. Or at least didn't know yet. Chihiro's ultimate programmer. Mondo was the ultimate like biker guy. I think he was like ultimate bike leader, like motorcycle gang leader. I don't know. He's got something bike related. I don't know how to draw a bike. This is as close as you're gonna get. Something like that. And yeah, Chihiro likes computers. Thank you for the good girl. Computer girl. Programmer girl. So cute. Okay. So anyway, so basically what happens in this trial is like Byakuya is also important in this trial. So Byakuya's like, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do all my investigating on my own because I don't need you peasants. I have money and I have an air fryer and it's full of delicious fish sticks and I don't need any of you at all. So he goes and he makes delicious fish sticks in his air fryer, and then he reads a bunch of books and he learns some stuff, and like there's a lot. Yeah. So okay, long story short, again I say that like all the time, but I'm gonna make the long story long. So I promise this is relevant to these guys over here. So anyway, Byakuya finds something out. Because he's over here like, you know, I'm gonna win the killing game because I'm the smart one, and also I have money, and also I'm rich, and also I'm the best, and also I'm Byakuya Togami, heir to the Togami Corporation. Why wouldn't I win? So anyway, he's cocky as hell. And so he finds out Toko's secret, essentially. So Toko is, you know, Toko. This bitch, by day, essentially. Like, she's the ultimate writing prodigy. Ultimate writing prodigy, I think, is her ultimate. So she's like, what? Woo! But actually, she's also a serial killer named Genocide Jack. And she has, like, dual personalities, which, again, another problematic thing in the series is, like, how that kind of is handled. But honestly, Jill is one of like the most fun characters in the series, so I can't be too mad about it. There's a lot of names for Genocide Jack, so you can call, so Genocide Jack is like the original name of the serial killer that people like knew the serial killer by because they didn't know the gender. But then when Toko gets revealed as Genocide Jack, they switch to like kind of calling her Genocide Jill, but you can also call her Genocider Sho, which is what they call her in the Japanese. And Sho is like a gender neutral name, so people tend to prefer, like at least people in the Danganronpa community prefer to say that. I usually call her Jill because that was like what I called her during the games, but she's got a lot of names. But anyway, so dual personalities. Every time Toko sneezes, she turns into a murderer. And so Sho's whole thing is that, or Jill's whole thing is that she kills people with scissors. Very specifically, she has a like calling card where I think she writes bloodlust, aka this is where the booblust thing comes in. It's always men, and it's always men she finds attractive. Yeah, so. That's like, and that's very important again to later on. So, anyway, So Byakuya finds out about all this through various means. A, through researching books, and B, because Toko tells him, because Toko's in love with Byakuya a lot, but that's just because Toko hasn't met her wife yet. We'll get to that later. She doesn't know she's gay yet. She's trying to date Byakuya. She loves him, but Byakuya literally wants nothing to do with her. He's disgusted by her, and you'll find that out in a second. So anyway, so basically, Chihiro goes to Mondo and is like, Mondo, I really want to train with you. You're so strong. And Mondo's like, yeah, let's train. And then they go to train. And then Chihiro's like, actually, before we train, I need to tell you something important. I was born male. And in the game, they explain it this way. Kind of, I was talking about this earlier, and again, it's like a little problematic, but I'll tell you exactly what the game describes it as. So Chihiro basically says, I was such a feminine boy growing up that everybody thought I was a girl anyway, so I decided to start dressing up as a girl to meet those expectations. But now I want to assert that I can be manly, and so I'd like to be seen as a boy again. Will you help me, like, train so I can do that? And Mondo literally, like, hears this and instantly kills Chihiro. Like, literally, like, immediately kills Chihiro by, like, bludgeoning her to death with, like, one of these things, a weight, I think, right? So he, like, kills her with the weight, and then a bunch of stuff happens in the trial where, like, they move around, like, they like switched the rooms where they were training and stuff. But the part where this all kind of, like, you know, plays into this is, like, Byakuya. So yeah, dumbbell, thank you guys. So Byakuya, like, stumbles upon the crime scene, and instead of, like, reporting it, is like, this is interesting. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. So Byakuya tampers with the crime scene to quote unquote liven things up a little bit and make it seem like Genocide Jill did the crime by putting a bunch of her calling cards there. So he, like, strings Chihiro's body up, and this is, like, kind of the most fucked thing that Byakuya's ever done. Like, at that point, I was really pissed off at him. It's a wonder he came back from that. He definitely did, but, like, that was fucked as hell. So anyway, he strung Chihiro's body up and wrote the stuff on the wall and added a bunch of other things. And this was, like, A, to make the killing game more interesting, you know, quote, quote, and also to kind of test Makoto and, like, test the student's ability to, like, you know, figure out what actually happened. So yeah, that all happens. Eventually, Mondo gets caught, of course, because there's a lot, it's boob lust. And then that's that trial. So that's that trial. So that all happens. Whee! Okay, next trial. The next trial is, this is Celeste's trial. So important things that happen next. So basically, Chihiro died, but Chihiro left something for all the students in the form of alter ego. So alter ego is an AI that Chihiro had been developing on a laptop, and that she left behind for the students to find in a locker. And basically, it was just a copycat of Chihiro's personality in AI form. And the copycat basically said to the students when they found her that, like, there was a hypothetical chance that she could help them get out of the school. So they start, like, interacting with alter ego in the locker room, which is, like, the only place that, like, Monokuma doesn't really have, like, cameras. I don't think Monokuma has cameras in the locker room or the, or in the bathrooms. So that's the only place that they can get privacy. So they start talking to alter ego in the locker room, and then that forms, like, okay, so side note, Taka, the ultimate moral compass, is very upset that his buddy Mondo died. Also, like, they were kind of a little gay. Not really, but, you know. When I say gay, it's, like, as gay as these games can really get, you know? homosexual subtext. Also, good morning, Neon. Okay. Whew. It's 9:28 and we're like not even through the first game yet. This stream might run a little bit long, but that's okay. I hope you're all enjoying this at least. Okay, so Taka's sad. So when Taka like finds out that like alter ego is a thing and that alter ego can like replicate other students' personalities, he starts to like want to talk to Mondo through alter ego, so he gets kind of obsessed with talking to alter ego. And then Hifumi, who's like the nerdy guy, also wants to talk to alter ego because he's like, his whole thing is like, oh, 2D is I'm in love with 2D characters, so like alter ego kind of fits that bill. So like both of them are vying for alter ego's attention, while Kyoko over here is like, fucking shut the fuck up. Like you little bitches. We need to be using this AI for like getting out of this fucking school. Why are you using it to like jack off essentially? So she gets mad and I forget if she like takes alter ego or something from them, but she kind of like bans them from using, but they keep using it anyway. And, yeah, so that all happens, and then in the next trial, a robot shows up, so there's, like, a robot. It's like Optimus Prime, essentially. And what's his name? I don't remember what the robot's name is. We're just gonna call him Optimus Prime. So Optimus Prime shows up and starts killing people. That's literally what happens. So Optimus Prime has a giant hammer and starts killing people. Justice Robo, thank you. Okay. So Optimus Prime starts killing. Here, we'll just go this way. We'll go in the opposite direction. So Optimus Prime starts killing people, and in the end, it ends up being Celeste who did it. In one of my favorite Danganronpa like trial scenes where she gets really fucking pissed off. This trial has a lot to do with like names, and like I don't again, I played this game so long ago that I can't remember everything. I do remember I have like watched the anime since then a couple times, and I think basically so she manipulates Taka and especially Hifumi, because Hifumi's like kind of not really in love with her, but a little bit, to kill Taka. So he kills Taka, and then like she kills him. How many pages is this so far? I haven't saved all of it, but we're like on our 3rd or 4th page, Sickle. So basically, also William, if you're still listening, can you bring me my last beer, please? Thank you. Yeah, we're not even close to being done with this, but I appreciate you all for being here and listening to me literally like, this is like the most insane I think I've ever been. Maybe not the most insane I've been on stream, but it's getting close. We might go, yeah, we might get to 11 hours, or what is it called? We might get to 13 hours, I guess. I think we actually probably might. So anyway, Optimus Prime starts killing people, but Optimus Prime is actually, like, I forget, I think they like knock Taka out and they put him in the robot costume, and then they take a picture, there's a camera involved, there's a lot of stuff going on, but anyway, the most important thing that you need to know is that Celestia manipulates Taka and Hifumi essentially into killing each other / dying. Thank you, William. And then they basically get her because her, I think it's her student handbook is like in a different name or something like that. It has something to do with her student handbook. And so her real name is Taiko, Taiko Yasuhiro, I think is her real name. But she calls herself Celestia Ludenberg, and she like tries to pretend like she's from like Eastern Europe and stuff. But She's actually not. She's like local. And yeah, so they essentially get her on that. I don't know all the details, but she freaks out really hard, and she has like a very fun like villain speech that she does, and she goes, "My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!" And it's a fun trial. And then she gets burnt at the stake, but not really, because Monokuma smashes her with a fire truck. Oh, also I forgot to mention that Mondo over here, he gets turned into butter, like literal like butter that you put on like bread. So anyway, he gets turned to butter. So anyway, that all happens, okay? And then, oh, important side note that I keep forgetting to mention. There is Monokuma keeps being like, poo-hoo-hoo, there's a fucking, poo-hoo-hoo, there's a fucking, oh my god. Ew. My worst drawings of Monokuma ever. There's a traitor. There's a traitor among us. There's a traitor among us. Okay. So there's a traitor among us. And everyone's like, oh, who could it be? Who could it be? Well, it turns out I think Makoto ends up finding... Oh, I also forgot something extremely important that happens very close to the beginning of the game. So, before the trial for Leon happens, I think, Mukuro fucking dies. So, you know, I mentioned earlier that, like, Junko was like, can you pretend to be me? And Mukuro was like, yeah, sure, sis, no problem. Well, Junko decides to kill her by, like, staking her through the heart, like, 5 million times, and she, like, bleeds out all over the floor. And so she's just dead. She's just fucking dead, so... Goodbye. So she's been dead for a while now. So anyway, there's a traitor among us. I think Makoto finds out that it's Sakura. So Sakura, like the martial artist master who's kind of like, she's like very big and strong for a girl. And like a lot of people are like afraid of her. She's got like a lot of beef with people just because she like looks a little bit different and is like strong and big. But Aoi... Okay, another gay moment. We have more lesbians. There's a lot of lesbians in this game. So Aoi, the ultimate swimmer. Her hair's kind of like this. She's got a ponytail. There we go. Aoi, the ultimate swimmer, like they call it a friendship in the game, but like you know. They were roommates, you know, they're kind of in love. It's very cute. I like that relationship a lot. Even if you just want to view them as friends, it is very, very cute. But yeah, they're a little gay. So anyway, so it turns out this is the traitor. So Sakura was the traitor, and I forget how that came to be, but essentially Sakura's like, Monokuma, I don't want to be the traitor anymore, and Monokuma's like, poo-hoo-hoo, you have to be, cause fucking... You promised! And then, like, she fights Monokuma, and a lot of stuff happens, and then eventually the rest of the class finds, you know, the remaining class finds out that Sakura's a traitor, and they already didn't like her that much, and everybody's, like, mean to her, they hate her, they're like, fuck you, you suck, you're probably gonna turn on all of us, of course it was you, you're a monster, and Sakura gets really sad. And she wants to repent. She wants to repent because she knows she's done wrong. So we have our next trial in which Sakura... I mean, we don't really have to beat around the bush here. Sakura kills herself in a locked room mystery, which we know Shinigami loves. So Sakura commits suicide. And it's kind of an open and shut case. However, Aoi, who is so fucking... distraught that Sakura killed herself, gets so pissed off at the way that all the other students are treating her best friend / lesbian lover that she tampers with the evidence and almost causes all of the students to die, essentially, because she wants to die, and she wants to take everybody else with her because she's lost all hope. She's fully succumbed to despair, and of course that's like the theme of these games: hope versus despair. So Aoi has essentially succumbed to despair, and she wants to take everybody else with her, but Makoto's like, no, that's wrong. So he figures out the case. Sakura killed herself, and since Monokuma doesn't have anybody else to execute at the end of that trial, he kills Alter Ego instead. Thank you, Dashnir. So he kills Alter Ego. Goodbye. Thank you, Pete, for dangening my rompas. I appreciate it. So Alter Ego's gone now. Goodbye. Everyone's like, fuck, that was our way out. However, prior to dying, Alter Ego, with the insistence of Kyoko, who's like the only person who knows what she's doing around here. So they decided that they wanted to try and have Alter Ego hack into the mainframe, essentially, of the school. Like the Wi-Fi, basically. They wanted to put Alter Ego in the Wi-Fi of the school. So the plans for that were kind of, squashed because Alter Ego died. Okay, so that all happened. Okay, next trial. So then Kyoko, okay, I'm gonna kind of paraphrase a bunch of stuff here. So then Kyoko goes, Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, laying hidden somewhere in the school. Watch out for her. So, obviously Kyoko's been exploring and trying to find out more stuff about the school this entire time. Unlike every other fucking person here. So, literally carrying everybody on her back. So she finds out some stuff and she tells Makoto basically like, there's another student in the school. Like there's another student here, and the 16th student, watch out for her. Also, you should go into the bathroom and check out this sick ass secret room that I found. So Makoto's like, okay. So he goes to the secret room, and then he gets knocked on the head. Bonk. He gets bonked on the head. Okay. When he goes into the secret room, and unfortunately he really doesn't like get any useful information from that room because he got bonked on the head. Then later on, and I forget like how long later on, I think this is the part where he gets sick, so he like just like lays in bed and is like, I'm in bed and I'm also wearing my hoodie, which is a part of the game that really bothered me because I was like, who goes to bed wearing their fucking hoodie, Makoto? Why would you do this? Especially if you're sweating. Because he was like fucking sweating. So anyway, he's in bed, not feeling so good. And then a person with a wrestler match shows up and tries to kill him with a knife. But then Kyoko also shows up and is like, that's my male wife. You can't do that. He's mine. And the person's like, oh shit. And then Makoto lives. All right, Azure, no problem. Thank you so much for listening on mobile. This is the content I'm here for. Okay, I appreciate it. And if you don't manage to finish listening, I'll try to make sure this is available on YouTube as well. So anyway, okay, so Kyoko stops Makoto from dying. Okay, and then like, oh god, what happens next? They wake up. He wakes up. He's like, man, that was a weird dream. And like Kyoko's like not around. She's just gone. This bitch is just gone. Kyoko's just like, where is she? We don't know where she is. She's not here. So then, they find a body in the greenhouse, but then it explodes. It gets blowed up. Okay, and then like they're like, fuck, okay, now the body is like charred to death. Like, who is this? They think it's Kyoko, because like, who else would it be? Right? But like Makoto's like, I don't know, what about Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student laying hidden somewhere in the school? But everyone's like, who the fuck? What, Makoto? Like, what are you talking about? Then they go to trial and Kyoko shows back up. And everyone's like, are you a fucking ghost? You're like, whoa, are you a ghost? Kyoko's like, I'm not a fucking ghost, you idiots! So, then they have to spend part of the trial making everybody 100% certain that Kyoko is not a ghost. So then they find out that the body was actually Mukuriko Saba, the 16th student laying hidden somewhere in the school. And right, I think that was the case. I think they ended up like finding out that. So I mean, this is all coming to a head now. So basically, they find out that this body was Mukuro, right? And Ponder, thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the birthday wishes. So the dead bird body was Mukuro, who's already dead because she became Junko, but then got stabbed to death by real Junko. And then everybody's like, we gotta figure out the secrets of the school. So they run around figuring out the secrets of the school. Kyoko finds out that her dad was the headmaster and that she hated him. And also she finds a skull in a box. I promise it's relevant. And then they basically like figure it, they figure it out. Basically they figure it out. And then Junko shows up and she's like, oh my gosh, you guys figured it out. I'm the one. Junko Enoshima, bitches. You guys willingly trapped yourselves here, but then I took over. I killed the headmaster. Like, there's nothing for you to return to out there. All my fucking minions like have already put the world into ultimate despair, and like it's you know, whatever, like you've lost. And everybody else is like, no, we have hope. Hope. We're hopey. And then Junko's like, oh my gosh, like if you're not gonna give in despair, I might as well just fucking kill myself. So then she does, and like literally like gets flattened. Oh, also, I forgot to mention that Kyoko, there's a part in the second to last trial where Kyoko sacrifices Makoto in order to continue researching. And there is a part where, like, you can guess wrong. And, like, so if you decide to trust Kyoko, you get the good ending. Or not like the good ending, but you get to progress the game. If you don't trust Kyoko, you get the bad ending, which is, where Aoi becomes pregnant with like Makoto, Byakuya, and Hiro's children, and Toko dies for some reason. I don't know why. And they just live in the school with their children, and it's fucked. But like, I never got that because I ended up guessing the right answer from the start when I played. So I never ended up seeing that screen, which is good. Yeah, the hell, exactly. It's a real ending. It's an actual ending. Fucked as hell. But anyway, so Kyoko sends, so this was actually a little bit important. So Kyoko is like, Makoto did it. And Makoto's like, what the fuck? And then Monokuma's like, you know, oh, Makoto did it. Yes, he did. We're gonna kill him. But then right at the last second before Makoto gets killed, Alter Ego shows back up. And is like, I'm actually here in the mainframe. You guys did it. And she turns off the power. And then Makoto like falls into a trash heap. He's like in here. And then Kyoko also comes down here and she has a noodle cup on her head, and this is very important to her character arc. That engine was actually used on a doujin. I don't want to know. I don't want to know about the Danganronpa doujins that exist. I'm sure there's fucked up ones. I've heard about Legless Hajime. I wish I hadn't. So anyway, then she gets him out of there, and then the rest of the stuff happens with Junko, who gets flattened, and then all of the remaining, so all the people who like stayed alive at the end of this game were, this is important to remember because they become important later, at least most of them do. So we've got Makoto, who by the end, oh my gosh, his hair. By the end of this game, he is no longer the ultimate lucky student. He is the ultimate hope. which is a title that is held by multiple people in the Danganronpa universe, by the way. More than one person can have the same ultimate. We've got Kyoko, who, surprise, ended up being the ultimate detective. We have Hiro, who I'm not sure why he's still alive, but he is. He was the ultimate, like, clairvoyant, I think. His ultimate is, like, literally never important. We have Byakuya Togami. Oh, the ultimate air fryer owner. Now, he's the ultimate affluent progeny. It's like a fancy way of saying he's like an heir. And then, oh gosh, is Toko the only other one? Or I thought there were 6. Oh, Aoi, Aoi. We have Aoi. Has her little swirly ponytail in the back. She's the ultimate swimmer. And then we have Toko, who's the ultimate rating prodigy. Okay, so these are all the survivors of the first game. So they all survived. Boop, 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 bop. God, I hate listening to this song because this is Chiaki's, like, death song. Let me skip it. I don't need this in my life right now. There. I do not need to listen to this. But, okay, so that's Danganronpa, the first game. That's Trigger Happy Havoc. Okay, so that happened. So all that happened. Okay, so all of them walk out into the sunset and they're like, whatever's going on in the outside world, we don't care because we have each other and we have hope. And like hope, you know, hope conquers all. We're gonna get there with hope. And Junko's fucking dead. Okay, so she's like dead. Like we saw her get squished. She's dead, okay? So remember that because it's gonna be important later on. Okay, so next thing that happens. Okay, so not while that was happening, but I guess shortly after that happened. So shortly after that happened, we have I'll show the Spare Girls. Okay, so this is the game that like not everybody has played, but is semi-lore important. So we're gonna go through what happens in this game. Luckily, it's not gonna be as long as the last one. Okay, so I'll show Spare Girls. So while Makoto was doing the shit that he was doing as in the killing game, he has a sister. Her name is Komaru Naegi. She is not an ultimate. She's just a girl. Just a normal girl. But she has an ahoge, which means she's important. Okay, so Komaru is just chilling, and then you know, all the fucked up shit happens, and what they do is they take her and they put her in like a box essentially, and she's like, what the fuck? So they take Komaru and they put her in like an apartment essentially. They lock her into an apartment for like 2 years, or like, yeah, I think it's like 2 years. She spends like the entirety of the time that Makoto is in the killing game and like a little bit of time after that. Give it up for 12 hours, let's go. Me talking about my hyperfixation for 12 hours is more likely than you think. So anyway, she's trapped in a apartment because of reasons. I forget exactly why she's trapped in the apartment. I don't know who did this to her. If it was for like safekeeping or what, but she gets trapped in this box. It's like a hotel room or something. And she like lives there for forever. But then one day, DR Calbasso, welcome on in, how you doing? Hello, person that appeared in my recommended. Well, I hope I was recommended for a reason. Okay, I'll just spare. Okay, so Anyway, so she stays in there for a long time. Then all of a sudden, a Monokuma bursts through the door and is like, "Rah!" And she's like, whoa, what the fuck? Oh, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. She's like, whoa. Monokuma bursts through the door. Like, every day has been the same for years. Now all of a sudden, Monokuma bursts through the door. And then fucking Byakuya Togami shows up. Hold on. I gotta make sure he looks cool. Fucking Byakuya Togami. Yeah. So Ultra Despair Girls is before Danganronpa 2. So yes, I have to talk about that now. So fucking Byakuya Togami shows up and he's got a fucking megaphone. Let's fucking go. He's like, I'm the coolest bitch here. And I'm not smiling. I'm frowning because whatever. I'm Byakuya Togami and I never smile. So he's like, hi, I'm here to save you. I'm with the Future Foundation. So Future Foundation, important phrase. Remember this for later. Also, thank you so much for the follow, DR Kalbas. I appreciate it. Totally understandable about not speaking much English. I apologize because this is an English speaking stream, but if you have any questions about what I'm talking about, feel free to ask. Okay, so Byakuya shows up. He's like, I am Byakuya Togami and you are a peasant, but also I'm here to save you because I'm from the Future Foundation. So here, take this fucking megaphone. It hacks into Monokumas. Yes, there's more than one Monokuma. We'll explain later. So Kamaro's like, okay, sure. And he's like, go to the restaurant across the street where there's good. Okay, I'll gloss through some of this. So anyway, he's like, go and do shit. Like, go survive. Or go find the Future Foundation. So she's like, okay. And so Kamaro, long story short, she runs out of the building. There's Monokumas everywhere. They're attacking the town that she's in. It's like a big city. And she's like, what the fuck? She's got her little hacking gun here. This is called a hacking gun. And it fucks up Monokumas. That's all you need to know. It is effective against Monokumas. So we're gonna get the full res compilation of this timeline. Sadly, I'm not saving all of the drawings that I'm doing because I keep deleting them, but like, I'll make sure to clip this part for you guys. So if you want to come back to it, you can. So okay, hacking gun. She has a hacking gun. She runs. Byakuya gets overtaken by the Monokumas. She's like, what the fuck is happening? She goes across the street to a restaurant. The people in the restaurant are like, what's going on? And then like the Monokumas jump in, they start killing everybody. And then on the TV, there's like a broadcast and like all these fucked up children are like, hello, we're the warriors of hope. We're here to give you a message. The message is kids rule and adults drool, essentially. So Kamara's like, what the fuck? And then, okay, so then Kamaro essentially, so she's like, what the fuck? There's weird kids, there's like weird children. And then she runs out of, she tries to get out of the building. She has her little hacking gun. She can kill Monokumas with it. She meets up with a Future Foundation member, but they're like about to die. And they're like, go to this location. You know, they got a helicopter waiting for you. She goes, there's a helicopter waiting, but she's like, fucking Byakuya, like, didn't make it. He's like, he might be dead. And they're like, oh shit, we can't have that. So like, they're like, okay, well, you know what? We gotta go back for Byakuya. And then, I think long story short, she ends up getting into the helicopter and like a Monokuma is piloting it and he's like, fucking not today, bitch. So he flies her to, is this about Danganronpa? It is. I'm explaining the entire Danganronpa timeline. Is the DR in your name like for Danganronpa? Because like, that's awesome if the algorithm has led you here for that reason. But yeah, so the helicopter like flies and then like explodes and like Komaru's like, wah, but she doesn't die. And then guess who fucking shows up? So timeline-wise, this game comes before Danganronpa 2, but like you need to play Danganronpa 2 to understand what's happening in this game. So Anyway, Nagito shows up. Also, thank you so much, boy with the beanie. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, it's for Doctor. Oh, that's awesome. Dr. Kalbasa. Okay, so Nagito shows up. Nagito is wearing a leash. Well, Nagito is wearing a leash, and is serving the Warriors of Hope, who are these children that I mentioned earlier. The Warriors of Hope are, okay, hold on, let me give you the down low on who's the Warriors of Hope. So we've got, oh god, okay, again, I can't look this up. So we've got Masaru, right? He's got like the spiky hair, and he's like the so they're all like little ultimates. They're like junior ultimates. So we have this kid who's like the PE. We have Nagisa, who's got like cat ears, I remember. We've got Kotoko. They definitely are like the kids next door. They are. Kotoko's like... Does she have ponytails? I think she has ponytails. And also like little devil horns. There's Jataro, who has the like mask on. He's got like a mask on. A little scary. And then there's Monica, who I mentioned earlier is basically Junko's adopted child. So, Warriors of Hope. And like Komaru, the plane, like the helicopter explodes, Komaru wakes up, Nagito on a leash is here, and he's like, hey, what's up? Let me go and take you to the people who are in charge of me. So he takes Komaru to see the Warriors of Hope, and they're like, hey, we're the Warriors of Hope. We're here to, like, kids rule, adults rule. We're here to make sure that no kid ever gets like upset or like is ever like hurt by an adult again. And like, you're basically an adult because you're older, and like she's, you know, if she's not already 18, she's like close to it. So they're like, we're gonna hunt you, essentially. This is part of our fun game. So they put a Fitbit on her that's basically like a tracking device, and also will blow up if she leaves the town. So they give her a Monokuma Fitbit, my favorite. And they say, okay, go run around and we're gonna hunt you now. So they like kind of release her. And she's like, what the fuck? So she's like out here, you know, she's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I'm just a regular high school girl. I don't know what the fuck is happening. All I have is my little gun that Byakuya gave me. Like, I can't do this shit. I'm just a normie. And then let me put on an Ultra Spare Girls song. Hold on. I gotta get in the mood. Here we go. Yeah. Alright, so then Toko shows up, and Toko looks different now. Toko got a glow up. She's got like her hair down, and it's like kind of like crazy and wild, but like her sprites look so much better now. And she's like, hey, what's up? Like, I'm Toko. Also, I have an Ahoge now, which proves to you that I'm a main character. Like, I think Toko does not still have tiny hands. No. Okay, hold on a second. This is important for me to mention. She does not have tiny hands in the new sprites. She doesn't. Because if you compare the two, hold on. This is important. This is an important side message. I need to make a point here. We've got tiny baby hands Toko, and then we have normal, regular hands Toko. She got hand transplants. She looks so much better. And Ultra Despair Girl, she looks so much prettier too. Let me try to get the same, like an equivalent sprite. A lot of her sprites are very similar. Here we go. Here's one, and then here's the equivalent one in Ultra Despair Girls. A lot changes in Toko's design. Let me show you guys. So this is her one of her original Danganronpa sprites. Okay. Notice the baby hands. This is her sprite in Ultra Despair Girls, which is kind of equivalent. Like, look at the difference there. Her hands are still kind of small, but like I feel like they are bigger. You notice it more in other sprites, maybe. She just looks more proportional, honestly. Also, funny thing to note, her little like ribbons got longer. I don't know how that happened. Those don't grow like fingernails and hair do, but yeah, she has much better proportions than Ultra Despair Girls. I'll show you another example, maybe. I don't know. She just looks so much better in Ultra Despair Girls. They also like the. You never know, says William. This is also a good example of the fact that she doesn't have baby hands anymore. Yeah. There, that one. Right? Like, her hands look normal. At least as normal as an anime character's hands can. Anyway, this is a tangent, but Toko's one of my favorite Danganronpa characters now, so I feel like I need to, like, you know, defend her a little bit. Alright, anyway, so Toko says, well, actually, I think it's Genocide Jill at this point. I think that when they first meet, it's Genocide Jill, if I remember correctly. So she's like, woohoo! Like, I'm gonna kill all these Monokumas. And then the Monokumas are like, we're dead. And I guess I'll like speed through the rest of this. I don't want to like do everything like moment by moment. But anyway, so these two are like together now. And so Toko is like trying to prove herself to Byakuya so that she can become a member of the Future Foundation, because he has her on probation right now. Partially because he doesn't like her, but also because she is kind of unstable in terms of like, you know, she has an alter identity. And it's a serial killer. So like he's like, okay, you have to learn how to like control Genocide Jill, essentially. So what she has started to do is, before, anytime she sneezed, the change would happen. But now she has a shotgun, which is kind of a little fucked up. But she has a shotgun, so like anytime she uses the shotgun on herself, she can change to or back from Genocide Jill mode. And that's like a relevant like game mechanic in this, because you can actually play as Toko occasionally, and when she goes into Genocide Jill mode, she's pretty powerful. So anyway, these two start like hanging out together, and one by one, I'm gonna like kind of gloss over this because it's like, you know, a side game. So one by one, they kind of like encounter the Warriors of Hope and like interact with them and eventually defeat them. And there's like all these other kids in the town who have like Monokuma heads on. And like the kids are like also kind of fucked up. And like when they defeat, like when Toko and Komaru like defeat each of these students, the Monokuma kids like kind of sick them. And like, you're not really sure if they like live or die. They just kind of like disappear. It turns out in the end, they all live. Everything's fine. They live. The children don't die. Don't worry about that. But yeah, when the game is happening, it's kind of left ambiguous whether they live or die. So, God, how to even sum up this game? Essentially, Komaru just wants to go home. Toko just wants to get Byakuya back. So they're kind of like friends by necessity, but then they turn into like real, genuine, actual friends. And honestly, if if you thought that the relationship between Sakura and Aoi was homoerotic, I don't know what to tell you about these two, because I've never seen two gayer girls in my life. But I mean, Toko still has this like obsession with Byakuya, but I mean, it's just because she's, I don't know. We can fix that. FX Wolf, welcome on in. How you doing? But yeah, so how to sum this up? So basically, they kind of go through the Warriors of Hope. Komaru just wants to go home. They meet up with like an adult resistance group in the town. So like basically the children have kind of the gay energy was radioactive, but neither of them really admitted it by the end. I'm blaming that on Kodaka being like unable to put actual like confirmed queer characters in his games. Like, I mean, there's a lot of Danganronpa characters that are like pretty queer, but like we never get like full-on confirmation for it. Nagito being like a very like obvious one where like it's kind of confirmed but like not entirely confirmed, or like Tenko is pretty gay coded, you know. But I don't know, I mean, this is just like me projecting my gayness, but I really don't know how you could read Komaru and Toko's relationship as anything other than like queer. I genuinely feel like that's true. I mean, they sleep in the same bed, for God's sakes. Like, they basically said I love you multiple times during that game. It's pretty fucking gay. So this is my favorite Danganronpa ship. That's another reason why Ultra Despair Girls, as shitty as it is, has a very like close place in my heart, because I really love the relationship between Komaru and Toko. And it was funny because like when I was playing the game, so I had heard that people shipped Komaru and Toko, but when I first started playing Ultra Despair Girls, I liked Komaru so much and I didn't like Toko so much that I was very resistant to shipping them, because I was like, Toko kind of sucks. Like, I feel like Komaru's too good for her. But then obviously Toko gets like a personality glow up by the end of the game, and I was like, okay, no, they're actually really good for each other. Okay, but anyway, so again, long story short, I'm trying to summarize here. They each have their own ulterior motives. Also, throughout the game, Toko is like imagining Byakuya getting like whipped and stuff, like literally, which is kind of funny. Oh my gosh, they keep wanting me to listen to this. I do not want to listen to this. There we go. I'm trying to think of the most important. So they meet the adult resistance. This dude named Haji is there, and he's got like long hair, and he's like fucked up. We only learned that later. He's voiced by Matt Mercer, which like I feel so bad for Matt Mercer, because he's like a great guy, but Haji just like sucks. And he's like, I'm the leader of the adult resistance. And then they're like, okay, we want to help you. But then like for some reason, like, oh, they also meet like Shirokuma, who's like an all-white Monokuma bear with like bandages on. And Shirokuma's like, you can trust me. I'm a good guy. I'm gonna take you to the adult resistance camp. Oh, thank you, Kabas. I appreciate it. Also, thank you so much for stopping back by, Aziz. I'd love to see another UDG style game on the same budget as Rain Code. Can we just get a game? Can we get a game where we find out like what happens in Toa City after like you know, Ultra Despair Girls 2. Justin would die, but I want a non-problematic Ultra Despair Girls 2 where Komaru and Toku can be gay together, you know, and also we can learn what happened to the Warriors of Hope after. Or like honestly, just like a game that, maybe not a game, but like maybe just something that tells us like what happens after like after Makoto becomes headmaster and stuff. I don't know. I don't think that Kodaka is gonna return to Danganronpa in the same way that he'll never return to that original arc of story, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's like over. And I'm okay with that. That's what fan fiction is for, and like fan art and stuff. We can make our own stories. Also, thank you so much, Kalbasa. I appreciate it. Okay, so Shirokuma. Let me focus, because we're already past 10 o'clock. So Shirokuma is a good guy. And Haji is in charge of the... Also, I'm getting more drunk by the minute because of this beer. So Haji's like, I'm in charge of the adult resistance, blah, blah, blah. But then he kind of turns out to be like, no, like, I don't like you guys. And I think it's because, like, he thinks that they led, like, Monokumas to the base and he's pissed off about it, but like I don't really remember entirely how that happened. But I remember he gets pissed off at Toko and Komaru for some reason. He's like, "Rah, you fuck you guys," and they're like, "Wah," like wah. And then a bunch of stuff happens. Very problematic things happen. They eventually like start to like talk to Nagisa, who's this one, because like the warriors are having their own like infighting essentially, where Monika's like, I'm Monika, and like, you know, everything is great, and like, you know, maybe we have to crack a few eggs to make an omelet. And all the other characters are like, wait a minute, like we didn't think anyone was gonna have to die. And she's just like, oh, whatever, if you guys have to die, that's not my problem. And so Nagisa's like, this is a little fucked. I think I'm gonna actually help Komaru and Toko. So he kind of ends up helping them. And also, like, Toko kind of betrays Komaru partway through and they have a fight and it's very sad, but then they make up and it's happy again. That happens. And then they oh my god, I have a low battery. Oh my god. This will not do. This simply will not do. I need to hold on. I need to plug in my my tablet, which means that I think I have to turn off my VTuber model to do that because my charger is plugged into it. So I think I'm gonna have to just go full Danganronpa VTuber for the rest of the night, if that's okay. Also, I'm very happy that you guys have stuck around for this long. Thank you. I'm not even... Maybe we won't even get to V3 tonight. I might just stop at V2, or excuse me, not V2, DR2. Because that's like the main storyline. Like V3 is kind of its own thing. So even if I just explain like the original Danganronpa storyline, I'd be happy with that. Okay, so let me just keep the Puffin Rampa one on, and I'm gonna unplug from VTube Studio. Okay. Yes, I trust this computer. It's literally my computer. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, thank you, William. Hold on, let me close this for a second so I can put my plug in. It's okay, hon. There we go. Okay, I'm logged in. I almost said V2. It took me so much effort because I had been calling it V2 for so long. Boy, I know that's not like technically accurate, but that had been my conception of like why it was called V3 for so long. I thought it was version 3, if that makes sense. I know that's not correct, but hold on. Where's my... There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, so where were we? Okay, so Toko betrays Komaru, and then they get back together, and it's gay and stuff. What else? Oh yeah, Nagisa is like, I'm gonna help you guys get out, and then like shit happens. Well, actually, Nagisa's like, I'm gonna help Komaru get out. She's gonna leave, and then Komaru's like, no, actually, I don't want to get out. I want to help. I want to make sure that everybody like, you know, is okay, and I want to make sure Byakuya ends up okay. And like, I also like, I don't know. She's like, I can't leave you, Toko. You're my best friend. You're my quote unquote best quote unquote we're best friends. So anyway, she can't leave her. So they end up fighting a giant Monokuma. This is very much paraphrasing what happens in this game, but there's a giant Monokuma that shows up, and his name is Big Booty Monokuma. And he is like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And they fight him. And oh, also they don't break the controller. Okay, so he's like walking around. This is like the big like mech that the adults, I think, have to fight the children, because they're like, fuck, 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 what was it, what's that, what's the quote? Fuck those kids, fuck those kids. Fuck those kids. They're very upset. Big booty, it's Big Booty Monokuma. It's not Big Bang Monokuma, it's Big Booty Monokuma. He's got an ass the size of a fucking dump truck, and he's ready to lay it out. I don't know, does Monokuma have a tail? I think he probably does. There he goes. He's got a fucking dump truck ass. Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Fully Puffin Rompa now. Big fucking Booty Monokuma. So anyway, so he's like, so the Big Booty Monokuma is like heading towards the children, and like Toko and Komaru are like, oh fuck, we gotta not let, we gotta save, we can't. Stuff has to happen. You know, we gotta do the thing. So, they go to like the big tower, and a bunch of stuff happens. Again, I'm paraphrasing hardcore here, but basically they find out that Monica, oh yeah, Monica was in a wheelchair, but actually she's not. She doesn't need it because shit's fucked. And she kind of says like, I was like chosen by Junko and Oshima to like, you know, be her protege, but like also, but basically like also like Komaru, like you're meant to be the next ultimate despair, but it'll only happen if you break this controller. And this doesn't make a lot of sense. I feel like playing or like watching a, I don't know, playing or watching a playthrough of Ultra Despair Girls is the only way you're gonna fucking understand this. But basically, there's a controller that controls like all, remember these guys? Remember like the kids who are wearing like the Monokuma helmets? So this controller like controls like them. And Komaru's given the choice to either break it or not break it. And she, the true ending is that she doesn't break it. She doesn't become the next ultimate despair. And she finds a different way. But she kind of is like, she gets like emo before she does that. And she's like, fuck, I don't know what to do. I'm sad as hell. Like, wow, I'm just a regular high school girl that like doesn't know what the fuck to do. And like there's this very gay scene where like, you know, she's being held by Toko like this. And Toko's like, I got you, baby. Like, I love you. And Komaru's like, I love you too. And then they both kill with the power of gay lesbian sex. They kill Big Booty Monokuma. He dies. And like, I don't know, that somehow frees the children. I fucking forget. And then at the end of it, they find Byakuya. He's just chilling in a fucking cellar somewhere. Like, kind of like happy that like nobody's bothering him for a goddamn minute. I mean, yeah, Toko is bi. She can be bi. I'm using lesbian as a blanket term, I suppose. Sapphic. Let's say sapphic. So anyway, he's chilling like la-di-da. I finally get a vacation, and then while he's in his little house, he hears like Komaru and Toko talking outside, and they're like, you know, Toko's like, you know, oh, like, you know, what are you gonna do after? Oh, I guess Komaru is like, well, what are you gonna do after this, Toko? Like, are you gonna go be with Byakuya, like, at the Future Foundation? And Toko's like, no, bitch, I'm staying with you because I fucking love you. And then Byakuya's like, thank God she's not in love with me anymore, please. Thank the fucking Lord. Like, I'm free. And that's basically Ultra Despair Girls. Okay, so that happened. Oh, also, wait, very important side note, and the most important thing that I forgot to mention. So, Junko actually ended up being Shirokuma, the good Monokuma. And so, there was a good Monokuma, Shirokuma, and there was a bad Monokuma, Kurokuma. And I didn't even mention Kurokuma because I didn't want to, but he was there. So anyways, like these are horrible drawings. There's an all white Monokuma with like bandages on and shit, and there's an all black Monokuma, and he's got like, I don't know, he's got like a fedora and like a chain, and like both of these are Junko, but they're like Junko as an AI. Remember that, it's gonna be important later. So anyway, Junko's already dead at this point, but her spirit is living on via AI. Okay, that was Ultra Despair Girls. Anyway, so Komaru and Toko decide to stay in Towa City and hang out. Okay, and like, you know, continue keeping the peace. So now, okay, so that's Ultra Despair Girls. Okay, so Danganronpa 2. And then after I do this one, I promise I'll go to bed, and we can talk about V3 another day. But anyway, Danganronpa 2, or they call it SD. They call it SDR2 because it's Super Danganronpa 2. All right, Hajime Hinata wakes up kind of like Makoto did. He's like, "It's my first day of Hope's Peak Academy," except everything is glitchy, and he's like, "What the fuck? This isn't right." And then all of a sudden, fucking Nagito jumps scare. He's like, "Hey, buddy, are you awake?" And there's like the ocean behind him. He's like, "Hey, what's up? What's up, buddy? Are you sleeping?" And then everyone's like, everybody shows up. I've already gone through these characters. I'm not gonna go through them a second time. But basically, everyone's like, "Well, we're on a fucking..." So they kind of like wake up. They wake up in class and then they pass out and they wake up at the beach. And they're all like, "Woo, beach party!" And then Hajime is like, "Am I the only one who's concerned about the fact that we just woke up on the beach?" And Nagito is like, "Shut the fuck up. Like, just enjoy yourself, Hajime. Why are you such a wet blanket?" And then a bunny shows up and she's like, "The cutest thing you've ever seen in your entire life." And her name is Usami. And she's like, "Well, hello, my students. Hello, my name's Usami. And I have I'm like a little Sailor Moon character. And I love my students so much. And you're gonna all go around the island and collect friendship fragments. And it's gonna be the best." And everyone's like, "Okay, we don't know where this bunny came from, but fuck it, we ball." So they're like, "Okay, well, you know, we'll just be friends and stuff. It'll be chill." So, anyway, long story short, the thunder and the lightning come down, and Monokuma shows up as he always does. Also, hello, Aqua's Real GF. Hello, welcome on in. I have been explaining the Danganronpa timeline for approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes now. And I'm a little bit tipsy, so please excuse me. But we're doing our best here. Welcome on in. So here's fucked up Monokuma with his fucked up mouth, and he's like, "Wahaha! You thought it was Monomi, but it was me, Dio. How are you not tired? I've been streaming for almost 12 and a half hours, but when I talk about Danganronpa, I have the energy of I don't know, the Energizer Bunny. You can't get me to shut up about this series." So anyway, Monokuma shows up and he's like, "Poo-hoo-hoo! Actually, instead of creating friendship fragments, you guys are gonna create murder fragments because this is a murder game." And everyone's like, "Wow, that fucking sucks." So anyway, one person stands out from the crowd at the beginning of this game, and that is Byakuya. But he's like not actually Byakuya. He's like a little tubby. You know, you realize at the beginning of this game that, like, they're like, "You're like Byakuya? Is that you? Like, why are you here? What's going on? What's happening?" And he's like, "I'm gonna protect." He's like, "I'm gonna protect everyone. I'm not gonna let anyone die." And everyone's like, "Okay, we'll trust you with our lives. That sounds legit." And then he ends up dying. So anyway. So first murder happens. Byakuya dies. So they have a party. They have a party. They're like, you know what? If we're gonna be here doing a murder game, we might as well fucking live this shit up. So yeah, Puffin in her most authentic state. Info dumping, y'all. My most authentic state is info dumping, and I'm here. You know, I do not shy away from it. You know, I will not apologize. I will not. I will not. I mean, I'm so glad you guys are here for it. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this. So anyway, Byakuya fucking dies. He gets stabbed. And there's a... Who's your favorite character in Danganronpa? Chiaki. Chiaki is my favorite character. In fact, my usual VTuber model is has a Chiaki outfit on. But I had to switch over to my DR model because I had to plug in my tablet because we've been going for so long. What about yours? What's your favorite character? I'd love to hear what everybody's favorite character is in the chat, by the way. Like I said earlier, I think you can tell a lot about a person by their favorite Danganronpa character. Okay, so first murder. Byakuya dies. He's like under a table, like fucking deceased. Also, I don't know what this music is. Hope of Summer. Oh, excuse me. That's some sort of V3 music. Okay, so... yeah. Byakuya fucking dies. Hold on a second. I had something up. Was it this? It was this. Okay. Okay, so Byakuya dies under a table. And everybody's like a Kin Monokuma. He's a good character to Kin. I also love Psycho, Mahiru, Kaede, and Chihiro. Who was Psycho again? Was that a character? Was that the character from the anime, the pharmacist? She is also very good. She might have been one of my favorites from the anime. I need to watch the anime again, honestly, because I want to internalize the extra characters a little bit more. The ones that weren't in the games. Because I feel like I watched that anime and there was just so much going on that I was just like, oh, blah, blah. And then like it was over. So I should probably watch it again. I'll never stop consuming Danganronpa content. So anyway, okay. So I gotta focus. You like Nagito? Oh, and Kirigiri, yay! You like Angie? Oh, you're the first person that I've met that's really liked Angie. But that's so valid. I was not a big Angie fan, but that's because I liked Tenko a lot. And I feel like Angie and Tenko were kind of like at odds a little bit. I was also like a little frustrated by Angie's like student council situation because I was like, oh, come on. But like, I can understand why people like Angie. Again, like I think it's valid to like any Danganronpa character except for, you know, maybe the most problematic characters, but we know who those people are. Haji. Okay, so Byakuya dies. Okay, so Byakuya dies, and this is the most important part. So Gonta was your favorite? I loved Gonta, Will. Gonta was definitely one of my top favorites. He was such a sweetheart. Such a sweetheart. I love him so much. Okay, then Nagito goes sicko mode. Which actually, when I first played this game, that surprised me. So I didn't know too much about any of the games before I played them, but for a DR2, I knew that like, I knew Nagito was important, and I knew that he was like a Tumblr sexy man who was like a twisted fucking psychopath. At least that's what I thought before I started playing the game. And so I genuinely thought before I started playing Danganronpa 2 that Nagito was gonna be the Junko of the game. I sincerely thought that. So when they revealed that he was fucked up in the first trial, I was like, okay, well, I guess I don't know what's going on. So anyway, Nagito's fucked up. Fuyuhiko was the first character I genuinely liked. Fuyuhiko is so baby, and we love him. And we love him so much. And I love Fuyuhiko so much. Honestly. I would die for that man. He's so good. So anyway, Nagito's fucked up, and he was like, He was like, I was gonna kill someone because you're all the ultimate hope. And like, or not the ultimate hope. He's like, you're all ultimates. And I think that I thought that I wanted to like inspire you all to like, do the hope thing. I forget exactly what happens, but basically he said something like that. He was like, I was gonna kill somebody and then somebody else killed somebody first. Basically, Teru in like a kind of respectable move for this man. Like Teru, I didn't like him very much, but at least he did this one thing. So Teru like essentially like knew that Nagito was gonna pull some shit. So he decided to like try and kill Nagito before Nagito could kill someone else. But he ended up accidentally killing Byakuya instead. So anyway, that's that trial. So then Teru gets fried into a little fried tempura shrimp. Okay, so that's the first trial. Okay. Also, everyone knows Nagito's fucked now. So they're like, Nagito, can you please like lie here and get chained up like a dog? Nagito's like, I'm already used to this. I've had a collar on before. So he's just like, woo! Hajime, feed me! And Hajime's like, oh my god. So that happens. And then the second trial, okay. Nagito, please get some mental help. There are no therapists on this island, sadly. I mean, he could do better help, I guess, but is that really gonna help? Probably not. So, second trial, okay, so Nagito's the guy you hit with the horny bat and he only gets hornier. Nagito, he's like not even horny, he's just like insane. I know people get pissed off when you're like, oh yeah, Nagito's like hope sexual, but like it's like hard. It's like he's so like ready for hope that like there's a fine line. Yeah, I guess so, William. So anyway, Nagito's tied up eating bagels off the floor, I guess. And again, I Nagito stands are scary to me because like they're very powerful, and I respect that. I respect a fan base that is so like aggressively like defensive of their favorite blurbo. I get it. I have my own, and I do like Nagito a lot. So if you're a Nagito stan, I do not mean to be rude to your blurbo. As you can tell by my stream, I too love Nagito, just in my own special way. So anyway, I just wanted to lay those ground rules down because I know Nagito stans are a different breed of Danganronpa fan, and I love that for them. I honestly genuinely like Nagito. But I also like to make fun of my Blorbos, so he's one of those guys. He's my Nagito. Yeah, so anyway, so he's chained up, and oh god, what else happens? Okay, so the next trial. So then everyone's like, okay, oh yeah, Kazuichi. Kazuichi's like, I know that a murder just happened and all, but I'm super fucking horny. Can we please go check out the girls in their swimsuits, Hajime? And Hajime's like, I don't really want to do that, but also, like, I have no friends, so fine. So they're like, let's go check out the chicks, and then Mahiru fucking dies. Okay, so this trial then... There was once a Twitter contest that Nagito lost and some of his wildest stans threatened to eat soap. I believe that. That's how strong the Nagito, like, influence is. This man is charismatic as hell. Okay, so Mahiru died. And this is, okay, so remember like an hour ago when I was talking about the Twilight Murder Syndrome case with those girls at Hope's Peak Academy who killed themselves? I guess killed each other. So this is that. Okay, so basically, long story short, Monokuma was like, poo-hoo-hoo, I want you all to kill each other. So the way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna have you play this game. Play my cool arcade cabinet. Twilight Murder syndrome. Woo! You know, he's a bear. He's got the dummy thick ass, you know. So everyone's like, we're not gonna play this game. Fuck you, Monokuma. Except for like, I think except for like Fuyuhiko and a couple of other people. Fuyuhiko's like, I'm gonna play that game. He plays it and then he's like, oh shit, I remember that Mahiru, this bitch, was part of the reason my fucking sister died. I don't know why I'm giving him pants. This is like the world's worst drawn Fuyuhiko, but he's like, wow, I remember now. I hate Mahiru, I'm gonna kill her. But then Peko, the Peko was like, actually, I remember now that like I'm in love with you. And also, and also like I'm beholden to you because like I don't know. She's like his like bodyguard essentially. So she's like indebted to his like clan essentially and was raised as a child to be his like protector. She's the ultimate swordswoman essentially, I think. Something that has to do with swords. She's a good swordswoman. But she's also Fuyuhiko's like sworn protector. So she's like, actually, I remember that I am supposed to protect you. So instead of you killing Mahiru, how about I kill Mahiru? So she does. And then later on in the trial, a lot of stuff happens in this trial. There's like another serial killer situation that goes on, but I'm not gonna get into all that. I'm just gonna say that Peko essentially argues that, she like argues that like she was like a tool, or no, I think Fuyuhiko argues that she was a tool. Yeah, I think Fuyuhiko argues that she was a tool or something like that. They're basically trying to argue like that she just did it as a like extension of like Fuyuhiko's will essentially. But Monokuma basically like rules that like she has too much emotion and like is basically in love with Fuyuhiko and like can't be ruled as like an emotionless tool. She has her own like human autonomy. So anyway, that all happens. And then she gets executed, but Fuyuhiko confesses that he loves her first, which like is kind of rare in Danganronpa. Like they don't often do like actual love confessions, but like Fuyuhiko literally says like that he loves Peko. He's like, I'm in love with you. In as many words as you can say it, which again, I very much ship these two. They're very cute. He's like, I love you. And she's like, oh God, he's got 3 arms. He's like, I love you. And she's like, I love you too, but I could go die now. I don't know, she's got hair. And then during the execution, he like runs in and like tries to save her. And he gets like almost killed in the process. And it's very sad. And like, I cried a lot. Yeah, exactly, Cartman. So like, you get a posthumous confession in V3. Which one was that? Was that Maki? Yeah, but I don't know if, again, I don't know about V3. V3 is so complicated for me because it's like, yeah, Maki confesses that she loves Kaito, but like, then Tsumugi is like, actually, I wrote your character to be in love with Kaito. So like, that wasn't organic. I feel weird shipping them now because like, did Maki ever really feel that way at all? Or was she forced to feel that way because of Tsumugi, you know? Like, it's very messy. Everything's very messy in V3. So that's why I live in Danganronpa 1 and 2 land, where things are less messy and I can ship my characters, you know, freely. So anyway, they're in love and we love them. Only, you know, one of the rare straight couples that I that I think are valid. And then okay, what happens after that? Okay, we're at 10:41. I gotta hustle. Okay, so then, okay, Peko dies. Fuyuhiko is injured, but he survives. The third trial, what happens in the third trial? Oh God. Is that Mikan's trial? Oh yeah, this despair disease. So then Monokuma's like, poo-hoo-hoo. I'm gonna make you guys all sick. Like, here's a despair disease. And I don't know, this doesn't even look like Monokuma anymore. I'm gonna make you guys all sick, and then like Nagito is like fucked up, and he's like woo, and like a bunch of people are sick, and I think Akane is also sick. And this is the one where like also doesn't like Nekomaru get hurt? I don't know. There's a lot going on in these games, and I feel like I'm running out of time to like explain everything thoroughly, sadly. So we might have to save some of this for another night, but. I guess, like, long story short, in the third trial, there's a despair disease. Mikan is obviously a nurse, so she's, like, the ultimate nurse. So she's, like, helping, you know, she's trying to, like, help the students, like, get better. But I think she contracts the despair, she ends up contracting the despair disease herself. And the despair disease that she contracts reinstates her old memories. So if you remember, if you were here earlier when I was talking about everything that happened before all of this, remember, Mikan was in love with Junko because of the brainwashing. She was in ultimate despair, like just like the other students in this class, and she regains all those memories and remembers, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be causing despair, I guess. Yeah, woo! So she like starts killing. So she kills Ibuki and she kills Hyoko. After Hyoko makes like a fucked up like altar for Mahiru. And then everybody, she has her little like, you know, fucked up like evil woman moment where she's like, haha, I did it all for love, but like you don't know who her like lover is. She's like, I did it all for my lover. I'm in love, and like I did it all for love, and you're like, who the fuck is your lover? I'm hoping like, you know, maybe we'll understand by the end of the game, but then you do understand, and it's so much worse than you could possibly imagine. So anyway, Mikan dies. She has the worst execution in the entire game series, in my opinion, and in many people's opinion. She basically sits on a little like syringe and gets shot into space, and like I don't even fucking know. It wasn't the only thing that the one thing that I have to say about V2 that is negative is that I didn't love all of the executions. I thought the executions in V2 were the weakest ones in the franchise, which V2 has so much else going for it that I can forgive that. Like, it's not a huge deal. But I will say that, like, the executions in the first game and in V3 were better, in my opinion. But anyway, that's besides the point. So anyway, Mikan gets blasted into space and dies. And then in the fourth trial, oh god, what happens in the fourth trial? Oh, I don't know what happens in the fourth trial. This is the octagon. This is the octagon. Hold on. An octagon has, wait, hold on. We don't know. This isn't how you draw an octagon. Yeah, well, octagon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. An octagon has 8 sides. An octagon has 8 sides. Chat, this is all you need to know about this trial. An octagon has 8 fucking sides. It has 8 sides. Okay, an octagon has 8 sides. Remember that. This is important. It'll be on the test later. So an octagon has 8 sides. Anyway, so they get put into a fun house, and then and I'm trying to paraphrase hardcore here. So basically, they all get put into a fun house. They get knocked out with chloroform. They wake up in like the strawberry house. That's all I can describe it as. The strawberry house and the grape house. They're in like a fucking fun house. The boys get to go in the fucking strawberry house, and the girls get to go in the grape house, but also Hajime gets to go with the girls. It's weird. And then the Nagito, Nagito is like a guy, and he's like, I'm Nagito, and I'm gonna be Nagito, and you get to play as Nagito. And then he's like, woohoo, I'm so lucky. I'm gonna try and do this weird escape room that that Monokuma set up, where I have to try to shoot myself in the head with a fucking bullet. And he's like, I'm the ultimate luck, so like obviously I'll survive this fucking, you know, whatever this is, the the Russian roulette that this is. And then he doesn't die, and then he gets to see what the ultimate, I don't know, weapon is or whatever, and it's the octagon. the octagon is the ultimate weapon, and you'll understand later. But basically, long story short, Gundam kills Nekomaru because nobody can eat. Yeah. So that happened. And then Gundam is really... I love Gundam so much. And like, yeah. And like, they kind of come to like a gentleman's agreement where they're like, you know, one of us has to die, so let's just duel gentlemanly like, and you know, whoever dies, dies. And at least if somebody dies, we'll get to eat again. Because like Monokuma was like, you guys don't get food until somebody kills somebody, which is kind of fucked up, but you know, it's Monokuma. So anyway, Nekomaru kind of died and came back to life as a robot and then died again. That's a little bit besides the point. It's important, but like, you know, we only have 20 minutes left, so I'm trying to go as fast as I can now. And I spent too much time explaining the anime. Now I don't have any time for the games. So anyway, an octagon has 8 sides, and and then Gundam gets trampled to death, but not before a very sad moment with his devas, his sweet little devas, which, like, if I didn't explain earlier, Gundam has 4 little hamsters, and they're fucking adorable, and they're angels, and everything to me. When do you stream so I can come next time? So I kind of stream irregularly, Aqua. I tend to stream, so I'll always stream on Wednesdays. Wednesdays are our mystery game nights. And I usually stream Monday and Tuesday as well, evenings. The rest of the week is kind of up in the air. I sometimes stream on Thursdays, sometimes don't. And then the weekends are variable. But if you want to come and catch me, the best time to do so is at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. Or I guess 7 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. I'll always be playing games on Wednesdays, except for next week because I will be out of town. But almost every Wednesday you can catch me. But yeah, so anyway, Gundam was sad. Gundam died. We love Gundam, and I cried during that trial too. Okay, trial number 5. Okay, so Nagito goes insane. Even more. Wish you the best and thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I hope to see you around. Take care, and thank you so much for stopping in. So Nagito goes fucking insane. He's like... And something important that I forgot to mention earlier is that Monokuma keeps going... Monokuma keeps saying the Future Foundation is, like, bad guys who are trying to, like... Basically, like, you know, fuck shit up for you guys. And, like, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation in, like, playing our killing game right now, and you have to figure out who it is. Everyone's like, oh, who could it be? So anyway, Nagito goes insane, and he's like, I gotta find out who the traitor is. So he's like, I have hidden bombs. It's like, that's all Nagito knows, is bombs. It's like, I have hidden bombs. I'm gonna blow up the fucking entire island. And like, you know, that's all I have to do. So I've hidden the bombs everywhere, and everyone's like, oh, Nagito's hidden the bombs everywhere. Oh my god, what the fuck? And so they start panicking, and then everyone's like, we gotta investigate. We gotta investigate. We gotta figure things out. Also, Nagito ended up learning some stuff in the last trial. I forgot about that. He like learned like what was going on with Hajime and stuff. And so he knows at this point that Hajime is a reserve corps student, but he hasn't like said that yet. We don't know that yet, but like Nagito knows it. Anyway, Nagito's like, wow, Hajime's a fucking normie. I can't believe it. So anyway, Nagito's like, I hid the bombs. They're gonna explode if you don't find them. Everyone's like, we gotta go explore. They're running around the island trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Eventually they disarm the bomb. They find out that like there wasn't like bombs in the first place, and Nagito was just bluffing. But then Nagito shows up on a laptop and is like, hello, LGBTQ community. I'm Nagito Komaeda, and yay, the bombs didn't go off. But then also, he's dead. So Nagito dies. He's found in like a storage closet thingy, and he's got like stakes through his heart, and there's like a bunch of like ripped up shit on his legs, and he's just extra dead. And when I played this game, I was like, I'm not convinced this man's dead, even though he was like literally so fucking dead. So anyway, Nagito's super fucking dead. And like there's other stuff that happens. Oh, also very important. So they find him in this storage facility, but before they find his body, the storage facility catches on fire. And they're like, oh no, the storage facility's on fire. What do we do? Oh my gosh, there are these things over here. There's like these little like, there's these like little like thingies that you can throw on fire to like make them not be on fire anymore. So all the students take one, everybody grabs one, they throw it under the fire to put out the fire. But it turns out one of them had poison in it because Nagito's a fucking bitch. Again, love the man to death, but he's a bitch. And basically this was the long con move, using his ultimate luck to try and figure out who the traitor was. He was using the long con with his luck to figure out who was the traitor, and the traitor ended up being Chiaki. So Chiaki, okay, spoiler alert, so Chiaki's a real person, but in the context of Danganronpa 2, she had already died to Junko in real life, so she doesn't exist in real life anymore. This Chiaki is an AI that is built off of the same AI that Alter Ego is built off of. So essentially Chiaki is kind of related to Chihiro in a way, this Chiaki at least. So she and Monami are both AIs, and they're working for the Future Foundation, but as we know, you know, hindsight's 2020, the Future Foundation is a good foundation and is working against the likes of Junko and Oshima and her fucking, you know, the nonsense that's going on with her. So anyway, so Chiaki's the bad guy, and Hajime's like, oh my god, Chiaki, I don't want to have to fucking do this to you. I'm so sad, like, I know you're the killer, but like, come on, I'm so, what, my gamer girlfriend. And and Chiaki's like, it's okay, I love you guys, I'm sorry I couldn't protect you more. And then Monami says this really ungodly, like, heartfelt speech about loving yourself that made me fucking cry. And she had no right to do that, so fuck you, Monami, but I love you so much. But like, that hurt me hard in the feels. So anyway, she did that. And then Chiaki dies via Tetris. And yeah, that happens. She gets smushed to death by Tetris blocks. And then everything starts glitching out. And long story short, which I feel like I've said a million times in the past 3 hours. So she gets killed by Tetris blocks in her execution. The drunker Puffin gets the more animated the canvas gets, yes. So anyway, so then Hajime's like, what the fuck? Because like everything starts glitching out, and he's like, whoa, and everything's like, wow, and like Chiaki like shows up again even though she's dead, and he's like, what's going on? And then Monikuma's like, all, you know, there's been this big bomb that's been, yeah, there's a bomb that's about to go off. It's not Nagito's bomb. It's like some other like countdown bomb that's happening. And like when it finally counts down, you're gonna be out of time. So you guys better investigate now. And like blah blah blah. I'm counting on you. So then Hajime and the gang, they explore and they end up hacking into the old Hope's Peak Academy building, because that's like on this island too. I forgot to mention until just now. So the Hope Peak Academy building. The way to hack in was to type 00137. Wait, no, 11037. That was it. 11037. That's the code. So, you know, a little nod to the first games, haha. And then they get in and everything is glitching hardcore. And then they find out that everything that they have just been through has been a simulation. Because, okay, now I gotta get meta with you guys. So the final trial happens, obviously, you know, they're like going through and like trying to learn like what the secrets of the island are and stuff like that. They figure out a bunch of stuff. And it turns out that essentially the main overarching like, this is funny DR number. Thank you, William. So this is what happens. So Junko and Oshima knew that she was gonna fucking die. And so what she did was she put her consciousness into AI. We saw that in Ultra Despair Girls with Shirokuma and Kurokuma. So she had this AI. So the remnants of despair, now we know this, or at least, but we didn't know when we were playing Danganronpa 2, but now we know it. So all the characters in Danganronpa 2 are the remnants of despair. Junko's lackeys and the people who were brainwashed into carrying out her bidding and doing all sorts of redeemable things in the real world. Basically what happened is that the Future Foundation, who is a good organization that is trying to combat the powers of despair in the real world. They hired Makoto, Byakuya, and Kyoko. And as I mentioned earlier, like Toko's kind of on like a trial period. And I think Hiro's in it too, I can't remember. But anyway, so they hired these characters to be a part of the Future Foundation to help like combat the despair in the world. So the Future Foundation essentially took Alter Ego and created like a program called the Neo World Program. Neo World Program. This is basically like a alternate reality simulation that is fully immersive, that they put all of the remnants of despair in an attempt to deprogram them, basically. They wanted to reintegrate them with society. And all the people in the Future Foundation basically said like, hey, we don't think this is a good idea. We should just kill the remnants of despair and be like rid of them like we did with Junko. And Makoto was like, no, I think these people can be rehabilitated. Like they were brainwashed, and I don't think that like at heart they're bad. So he kind of went rogue and put them in this Neo World Program like himself. However, he didn't realize that one of the people who went into the Neo World Program, Izuru Kamakura, before entering the Neo World Program, downloaded a virus into the Neo World Program in the form of Junko Onoshima's AI. So basically he uploaded Junko's consciousness into the Neo World Program, and that's what caused the killing game to start. Otherwise, they would have just had a perfectly friendly and nice, like, yeah, it's Queen. So Hajime, the main character of this fucking game, and this is the biggest revelation that the Danganronpa series had to offer. Honestly, I feel like this hit me harder than Kaede. It hit me harder than the end of Danganronpa 3. It was just very crazy to realize that like, wow, Hajime Hinata, the character that I've been controlling this entire game, is actually a bad guy. And like all these characters that we've been like, you know, basically like falling in love with, you know, this whole time, you know, that we've like, you know, gotten to know and gotten to like appreciate and care for, like at the end, like they're all shitty, terrible people and we never even knew it until the last moment. Also, Vortex, welcome on in. I'm literally insane right now, but thank you so much for stopping by. So anyway, the drop that like Hajime was Izuru and like all the characters that we knew and loved were actually like Junko's lackeys was just so intense. And then Hajime has a choice to make. He's like, well, if we leave the Neo World Program, we're gonna go back to our old selves. We're gonna basically go back to being, you know, remnants again. How do I reconcile this? I want to be Hajime. Am I not Hajime? Am I Izuru? Like, what's going on? And then Chiaki shows up again, of course, because Chiaki's the best. And she kind of like shows up to him in the void, and she's like, Hajime, like it doesn't matter what happens in the future, because like, you know who you are, and like if you just continue to move forward, then you know you'll still have a future to reach for. But if you stop moving forward, then there is no future. So a future of any kind is better than no future, right? And Hajime is like, yeah, like I guess that's right. I will try to do that. And so Hajime decides, with the, you know, support of all the other survivors, which were Kazuichi, him, Sonia, Akane, and was there anyone else? I know there was at least somebody else. Who else survived in DR2? Oh, Fuyuhiko. And all of them survived, but actually technically everybody survived at the end of Danganronpa 2, because after Hajime decides, okay, we're fuck Junko Enoshima, because she actually comes back. Junko Enoshima comes back in the form of a cell phone. So she's in cell phone mode. And then Usami shows up and like fucks her shit and like kills her and is like, fuck you, Junko, you bitch. And then like Junko's kind of defeated for good at that point. In a way, if and when we talk about Danganronpa 3, that's a whole nother story. But in terms of like this story, Junko's dead, like dead. Her like AI is also dead. And Hajime's like, I don't know what the future holds, but we're gonna just like see what happens. So they all leave the Neo World program together. And then we find out later on in the anime that eventually all of the characters, even the ones that died, end up making a full recovery. So all of the characters from Danganronpa 2 do survive. They are the only... That's the only cast where all the characters, except for Chiaki, sadly, because she was dead before the game started. So all the characters except for Chiaki end up surviving in Danganronpa 2, because they just end up being able to leave the Neo World program. And they end up kind of rehabilitating themselves in the real world. So that's a good thing. Like, they kind of get a happy ending. And I think that's part of the reason why, like, people are so kind of reticent to accept the ending of Danganronpa 3. Which, again, maybe some other day I'll explain that. But, like, here's a smiling Hajime. It wraps up so nicely for the first, like, arc of the Danganronpa series. And some of the characters that are extremely, like, beloved. That I feel like a lot of people are like, you know, I want that happy ending for my characters. I don't want to, like, go back and be like, actually, they were never real in the first place. You know, like, that's... We had our ending. It's like Undertale, you know? Like, once you've gotten the pacifist ending, you know, at least for me, like, I didn't want to go back and do more stuff because I was like, okay, I just want to leave this as is. I would like to imagine these characters happy now. And, like, that's kind of, like, how I feel like some of the Danganronpa fandom is. They're like, I would like to imagine these characters happy and not traumatized as they have been for so fucking long. So anyway... God, that was a long-ass explanation. Thank you all for sitting through that. And thank you so much to everybody who, like, stuck around today while I, seriously indulged myself. And thank you to everybody who also tipped and donated and did, and gave gift subs and stuff. And I know this makes so much sense. It's gotten, like, more and more insane as the night has gone on. I promise that all the drawings were... a little more coherent earlier. But yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm going to stream tomorrow. We'll see. There's a chance, but if not, I'll definitely be back on Monday. I'm going to be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I think at least one of the weekend days next week. Oh no, I won't be streaming Wednesday. So if you guys want to catch the Rain Code stream next week, that's going to be on Tuesday. I'll be gone on Wednesday night because I'm just taking a day trip back to see my parents for some wedding related stuff. But I will be back on Monday and Tuesday. I might, like I said, I might stream tomorrow, I might not. It'll depend on what's going on tomorrow and how much I want to get done outside of stream. But I just want to give a sincere thank you to everybody who's still here. Thank you so much for being here, for, you know, indulging me, and for all of you who contributed to the Kudo board earlier today. I can't thank you enough again. Oh, also thank you so much to somebody for the tip. Hold on a second. Hold on. Is there one last Nagito that gets added? I need to see the donation amount. Thank you so much to whoever just anonymously donated. It means a lot. $44. Thank you. Yeah, that means another Nagito. That means one last Nagito for the road. Oh, thank you, Nick, so much for the dono. I really appreciate it. We'll do one last Nagito for the road. We gotta do oh gosh, which is this the fucked up Nagito sprite? Here he is. Here he is. Let's put him big and proud on the screen right here, so that he can, you know, help us end the stream with a bang, with a bang that only Nagito knows how to do. Yes, thank you so much, Nick, for the dono. We didn't quite get to 500 tonight, but that's okay. I really appreciate the donations and the love that y'all gave me today. I will definitely be checking the Discord, so if you want to suggest a cosplay for me, we've reached that goal. So be sure to check the Discord under the Puffin Streams category, and you can submit some cosplay ideas for my next cosplay. I'll be selecting from y'all's suggestions. And I think that's about it, y'all. Stick around for just a second because we are definitely going to raid somebody tonight. Let me see who's streaming before I send y'all off. And thank you so much to everybody for making this birthday just so incredibly special. I really, really, really appreciate it. And I can't thank you all enough. And like I said earlier, I sincerely would be nowhere without this amazing community. So thank you guys so much for everything. And I love you guys. I love you so much. And I hope we can continue making many, many, many more memories together in the future. For as long as I can continue streaming. All right, let's see here. We're going to raid. Let's raid somebody playing. Let's raid. So, oh, there's somebody. Whoop.
And I will go.
Oh, hold on a second. There was somebody streaming V3. Oh, this person's at the end of V3. Let's see here. Oh, okay. I think I've raided this person before. Let's see. Oh, this person's raiding, or not raiding. This person's streaming Danganronpa. And yeah, they're at the final trial. Okay, so we're gonna raid. We're gonna raid Bad Wolf Zeal. All right, this person looks like they are towards the end of Danganronpa V3. Here's our raid message for today. All right, folks, thank you again so much for everything. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend if I don't see you. Eat something delicious for me, and I'll catch y'all back here next time. Good night, everybody. Good night.